Anyway, we're going live. Woo!
Don't warn us or anything. I was about to say something very sensitive, Lance.
Well, now you have to do it in private chat. Brenner said he'd be on later. So.
Okay. Yeah, I had a good time talking to him today. He's fun.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any. I mean, he basically just lays it all out there.
Well, he's not really in the industry anymore, is he?
He kind of is. I mean, he's a.
Well, who does he work for now? Hold on.
Well, he has his own company.
Oh, he does now, does he? What does he do with his own company?
Marketing services and consulting, I think.
Gotcha. All right.
That'd be a good question to ask him.
I
think we touched on it for like a minute when I was talking to him, but like it was mostly about me.
Oh yeah.
Always about you.
Oh yeah, well, you know,
just always about you.
He has a podcast now. It's pretty fun. There's a lot of our friends have been on there. It's interesting.
Maybe they're your friends. People.
Maybe what?
Maybe they're your friends.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you're not friends with Travis.
Yeah, he said something like, "Oh, well, first of all, his email was full of typos that he sent me. I had to like he said I had also on my show today. I was like, also.
That's the autocorrect for Aldi, right?
Yeah. No. Well, speaking of autocorrect, did you see I'm so glad I don't live in North Dakota. Did you see what the stupid senator of North Dakota did? No. Nancy Pelosi sent a tweet out or something like that about something, and he's very Republican, and he sent out a tweet and responded, said, "She's a retard." What? And immediately people were like, that is what are you saying? You don't, it's like, and then he said, I autocorrected when I was trying to type in ridiculous. And it was just like, no, you didn't.
No,
you're a liar.
It's not even close.
Yeah, you're a liar,
close, buddy.
And I'm like, well, thankfully I
don't. Guy?
Yeah, Senator Kevin Kramer. So,
I mean, we ranted maybe for a good 20-30 minutes about politics stuff.
Yeah.
Mostly how the coronavirus is being handled.
Well, I mean, what's wrong?
Oh, yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
Just tens of thousands of people being sick and thousands dying. Yeah.
This is unprecedented,
Yeah, but I have unfriended people for the first time ever. Last week I said I hadn't unfriended anybody over this, and I have finally just nope, done. See you later.
Anybody we know, or is it just
nobody worth mentioning.
High school chums.
No, they're people that I know through the industry, but I mean, just same people saying, "Oh, sure, I'm glad. Only 900 deaths. It's not that big of a deal."
Nothing.
Yeah, and it's just you're trying to teach them. It's like that's not what the deal is. It's I don't know. It infuriates me. So
we talked about this thing, the logic versus the emotion of things, and it's like when you get your brainwashed.
What, honey?
I got third.
You got third?
Yeah.
All right. So hey, did you tell your mom that she got a leader of middle of the pack then, just same as Dad?
Yeah. We killed it in rock paper scissors. So I got.
Hold on a sec.
I don't know. I think. You got last.
I got last, but I got last in the boat. But I got first on Uno. I won Uno earlier today.
Ooh.
Like real life Uno?
Yeah, we played. My son said, "Let's play a game of Uno," and I got out of it easy. So, and what did you place?
I got second in the boat, and then I got third in Uno.
So you're middle of the pack. Everyone middle of the pack. We're all average. Yay! All right,
what's the deal?
So
Gamer Olympics or something.
Yeah, well, we had a thing where each of us got basically a piece of typing paper, a piece of tinfoil, and then you got to create a boat out of the piece of tinfoil, and then we put it in a tub of water, and then we added change into the boat until it sank, and whoever's boat. So what I didn't know was they had already tried it once, so I made some little kayak thing. And it held 7 cents, and the whole thing just sank to the bottom pretty quickly. Whereas we literally ran out of change for my wife's boat. It was some sort of Santa Maria thing with masks on it and all kinds of things, so
Right.
but and so
That's fun.
then when I finished first in Uno, my lovely wife said, well, isn't that wonderful? You got a C. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, you took A in Uno and you failed at boat making, so you got a C. Well, it turns out she finished last in Uno, even though she finished first. So she also got a C. And then like the boy and the girl, she finished second but third in boat, and so basically everybody finished with a C today. It was just we all just squeaked by, if you will. But
cool. That's fun.
We are spending a lot of time together. That's one thing that this Corona is doing. So, and it's so great.
It's a bright side.
No, it is. It's kind of neat being around the kids all the time, and my wife kind of wishes she could go into work, which I understand. I mean, she feels like
things are getting behind.
Well, yeah, I think she feels like she can kind of pin some of her coworkers down like more to like it's like she's my wife's got a ton of drive, and she's just really really successful at her job, but it's like but like the very first day after they had mandatory, everybody was home working from home, they could work from home.
Yep.
They it was one of those things where it's like, of course there was like one or two people that seemed to kind of vanish during the day and nobody could see where they were, and so then the next day like they all got the memo, the mandatory, like, we expect you to be available, blah blah blah, the whole thing. And she was just like, it's like that meme where it's like it's like you were all screwing around when you should have been doing your personal studies, so nobody's going to go on recess, and like the one kid who was actually quiet and studying, but no, they can't go out to have recess or anything like that. So no, I mean, it's I don't know, like you said, it's unprecedented. It's just, so how does he do his podcast? Does he do like live, or what does he do?
No, it's pre-recorded.
I got you.
Through Zencaster. So you can have people log in there and record.
So when I did the TMG podcast, we used Zencaster, and it was notoriously like just all kinds of bugs. Like I it
can be buggy.
It was super buggy, and I was like trying to get things to like work, and it was like pulling teeth, and it was not. And I remember I canceled it pretty quickly. And I mean, I remember at one point they were like, it was like I think I actually was on this, and I talked to about like their help, and I was just like, yeah, so they can't, like, I can't record their voice even though they can hear all these things. And they're like, well, could you have them log in when at the same time as I'm on and stuff like that? And I was just like, that isn't the problem. The problem is that it's on my end, and I can't figure out why this won't work. And they're, and I was just, and they're like, no, because it should be like, if that's single person. I was like, no, you don't understand. It's like anybody else who logs in, it doesn't record their voice. So it's on my end. I need you to figure out why that's on my end. No, I'm sure this is a single person. Really? Like seven
people
from like all over the world.
I don't get their recordings.
Yeah, I don't get the recordings. It's me. You need to figure this out. I'm paying you for this. And eventually they were just like, well, it's just like, if you can't do this, we can't help you. I was like, cancel it. Just cancel it. See you later. We're done.
There's got to be something else. Yeah, I bought an account. We did me and Eric Rail, from the guy that I worked with on the documentary. We did a what do you call it? Audio commentary track for the documentary. So we watched it simultaneously. We had 3, 2, 1, press play, and then we talked to each other. And I don't know how it ended up. I haven't heard it, but
probably worked just fine. Right?
That's why I bought it. I was just like, okay, I need something that can record both of us separately and simultaneously. And
well, yeah, and it's just
I had used it through another friend, but
rumor has it my mom might be listening tonight because she's bored, and so keep it up. What?
What's your mom's name?
My mom's name is Luana, which one how is it possible that my mom, like, she's well, she's 39 years old, like she tells everybody.
Yeah,
but okay, we can go back if I'm 48, just you can figure out whatever. But my mother, being born in North Dakota, got named Luana, which means peace at sea in Hawaiian. So I'm like,
I was wondering if it was a Hawaiian name.
Yeah, I was like, how on earth? And her parents were they were so straight laced and like
should have been Mary. Should have been named Mary or Jennifer.
Just some very very good
Michelle.
Christian name, if you will, or whatever you want to call it. So, but yeah, I've always kind of wondered how my mother ended up being named that. But it's a curiosity. What?
You should have had her on.
We're not having my mother on. No.
So many questions.
I don't think that's neat. Yeah. So the thing is that she was like, look at this happy horse crap. Look, he doesn't even have a hat on. We can actually see the
That's what you call barbershop is closed. I'm gonna just cut it myself.
I'm in totally don't care mode.
Oh yeah. We got the Geislinger. Richard Ham, I guess he recorded like 10 hours of video. He said his throat was shot, but he might try to come on later, but he said he might just go to bed too. So
fix my camera. Stupid camera.
I don't know why Travis won't log in. He's back in Indiana now, so maybe he could log in. He might be hanging out with his daughter though.
Did he move back or he's just visiting?
He can answer that question.
What?
Well, no, I mean it's
okay.
It's not.
Yeah. I mean, if he's not just visiting, then there's a story.
Well, sure. I think he's moved back to Indiana as far as for at least a little while. Anyway. Okay. So that's what I know about that.
Fine.
I was on Rob's channel earlier today. Rob Ward.
Yeah.
He was doing live painting with Rob, and I hung up, talked to him for a while.
I jumped on it, I think on Saturday for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I know. That's why I had to come on, so there was extra quality.
It was funny. So it ended up being me, Julie, and Pete. So it ended up being like a little mini Alaboom for like 3 hours.
Wow. Trying to steal my thunder.
Like rambling about nothing for
literally rambling about. I don't think we discussed board games for a good 2 hours of it.
I haven't played anything. I mean, my group is on hiatus now.
Right.
I mean, we haven't done anything.
I am lucky that I have my daughter. Yeah, I basically have a captive audience. So, we've played quite a few things actually. And I've been trying to like expose her to, more out of the there's stuff like cartographers that she really likes. She likes anything that's like a deck builder. She enjoys. But we played a lot of Shards of Infinity. So, which is
not a deck builder.
Yeah, it is. I need to keep playing until I beat her because I'm like 0-9 against her, which is really infuriating. I am not maintaining my Thunder Alley, win rate there at all.
I think you should whip that out now that your kids are a little older. They're not 5.
I don't think I should whip that out in front of my kids at all. So I don't know what's your problem is. No, what Thunder Alley?
I don't want to see your Thunder Alley, sir.
Nah,
keep that Thunder Alley to yourself.
Actually, I'm looking at my copy of Thunder Alley right now. I bust that out this weekend for giggles.
Well, and like I remember somebody was playing it, but they wouldn't let me play the Cthulhu people, so I refused to play. It's my good luck charm. I wasn't gonna risk it. I wasn't gonna risk my perfect a streak on that.
With an inferior car.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, if it's
do the cars have powers or anything? Or are they all the same?
No, it's just a.
They're all the same.
It's just a. But as what's her face tells Crash Davis in Bull Durham, or Bull Durham tells her, he goes, doesn't matter what the reason is, what the thing is if that's because he's telling Nuke, his protege, that he can't be intimate with her because he's on a streak, he's on a winning streak, and she says, how dare you mess with my relationship? And he's like, you of all people should know, Annie, it's like whatever the reason is that you're winning, That's the reason you're winning, and you don't mess with that. You don't mess with a winning streak. And she's like, yeah. And then she was just like, and she's like, yeah. And then totally, she was just like, you're right. Yeah. And he's like, you're damn right. I'm right. You know. So no.
Never seen Bull Durham.
You never seen Bull Durham? It is a really good. I mean, it's something you can watch with your wife. She'd like it because it's a love story too, right? It's a what?
That's a
it is. Okay. Why is there a Lifetime channel, right? I mean, I'm
just saying why else wouldn't she like it? It's a movie about baseball, right?
It's a movie about baseball. Does she like baseball?
She doesn't dislike it.
Well, then you go.
I'm the one that hates baseball.
It's a C and an A. Well, I mean, baseball is kind of tough to like right now, but there isn't even going to be a baseball season. So what are you going to do?
Right? Did they cancel the season? They haven't.
There's no spring training right now.
Yeah, it's all postponed.
It's all postponed, but I mean, and this is the weird thing is like, you really think the NBA is going to finish off? No,
they have to.
Well, no, they don't. I mean, remember the lockout season in the NBA? I mean, there was just like, yeah. I mean, there was nothing. It's just like there's precedence in sports for things not happening. I mean, people are already like, you go to ESPN and it's like they're just trying to talk NFL. That's all they're trying to do because there's nothing else to talk about.
Mock drafts.
Go to the Ocho.
The Ocho.
What's the Ocho?
The Ocho was fantastic over the weekend. Did you watch any of it, Lance?
No, I did not.
Oh my God! Like they had I think they had the 2017 cherry pit spitting contest, the 2019 crystal hamburger eating contest, a marble race where literally just watched marbles slowly roll. It was fantastic. They do it every year, but they brought it early.
You know what's a good YouTube channel? The Marble Race channel. If you ever watch that guy's channel, like he sets up these like fantastic marble races that are all like, it's all downhill and they come back to the end and it's like got the roller coaster thing that brings the marbles back up. But he actually like has them all like each little group has its own, like, you know, as far as like the green smileys or whatever, and it's like, and they all kind of race together, and like he actually has a mock-up stands, like auditoriums where there's more marbles in there holding up signs.
Marble race. Is it on YouTube?
I've heard
it's on YouTube. And he does commentary for it. He goes, and here they come around the home corner, and the white ghost are taking the lead here. You know, it's just like, oh, looks like they got jammed up in there. You know, because he obviously does it, and then he watches it enough times to he does it enough times so he can actually like, you know, do play-by-play commentary for it. It's really good, and like and he even talks. He's got like the way more subscribers than I'll ever have.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, it's
I saw the one soccer announcer guy now, like,
doing here we go.
Play-by-play for real life.
Oh, it's the same guy that does the Gels Marble runs, right?
Yeah.
One of his, I watched it because one of his races was aired on the Ocho.
Oh, nice.
Like one of his championships was aired on the Ocho. That's the marble race that they aired on the ESPN.
Well, that's super awesome.
That's fantastic.
And good for him.
Pete actually, like, I guess, recorded the entire day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So the Ocho comes from the fact that the dodgeball had the ESPN the Ocho.
Right.
Yep.
So it's pretty much like watching a really long episode of, a really long dodgeball movie all day.
Dodgeball was a pretty good movie.
Never seen that.
You never seen Dodgeball?
What? I don't watch those kind of movies either, but I've seen Dodgeball.
Dodgeball is really, really good. I mean, and Rip Torn is fantastic in that movie.
Is that a Ben Stiller movie or something else? Is that?
Yeah,
Ben Stiller's in the movie, and the female lead in that is his wife. So it's fun to like, and he's the bad guy. It's fun to watch him like hit on his wife and have his wife like basically
Turn them down.
Yeah, turn them down and shit on them.
Nice.
So it's kind of fun knowing that dynamic.
Okay.
It's kind of like watching Always Sunny and knowing that Charlie Day is actually married to the waitress.
Right.
Yep. That's kind of a neat little thing
Makes
too.
it so much weirder.
It does. I haven't watched the most recent season of It's Always Sunny. I need to watch that.
I watched all the seasons. I'm guessing no one else has Apple Plus. There's a show that the guy that plays Mac on It's Always Sunny has called Mythic Quest.
Okay.
I have seen that.
Oh,
I've
it's
seen
fantastic.
a couple of episodes.
So I watched the whole season. I thought it was fantastic. It felt like It's Always Sunny in a video game company.
I gotta check Mythic Quest. That sounds cool.
Mythic Quest, but it's on Apple Plus, so you can just get it like a free.
If you buy an iPhone, you get free year.
Yeah, or you can.
iPhones.
Just get
I got a free year.
Or
That's
if there's
anything I
so
watched.
little content, you could get a free 30-day. Literally watch everything on it and cancel.
We're an Android family. Dang it.
Mm.
Mm.
I switched back.
You don't have an Apple. You don't have like an Apple TV. Can you do Apple Plus just as an online?
You can watch it on a web browser.
Can you? Okay,
Yeah.
so you can watch it that way. Just get a free 30-day. It's a fantastic show.
Hello, cat.
It reminded me too much of when I actually worked in the video game industry.
Actually, it was funny. Your cat made an
typical.
appearance Saturday, Lance.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Like you came on, but you weren't there. But your cat.
Oh
checked out the
yeah.
camera.
Well, it was like all of a sudden, like I was gonna come on, and then my daughter needed me for something, and then that's my cat waits for me to sit down. Like basically, waits for me to sit down so she can bug me. Yeah, let me get the eye booger.
We kept your cat on for like 5 minutes. It was more entertaining than you would have been.
Duh.
Mhm.
I don't know. Robert, you've been playing anything lately? Besides losing your mind?
No, I'm currently taking advantage of this downtime with sales stuff to work on some internal development work, and then plus we launched the Pledge Manager for Foundations today.
There you go.
So I have not had any time. It's been a lot of scrambling of how am I going to keep income coming when all of our distribution channels are completely shut down.
That is
I hate to think about stuff like that when there are people who are have got it way worse or not working at all, and I feel bad, but I do still have to worry about keeping us employed too. So.
Well, no, I mean that's the big mystery in this one. It's like, what are we going to do to make sure that we maintain? Well, if Trump passes away, we'll be back to work in 5 days or whatever it is. So
and it's
Someday, baby.
And the thing about it is like from a publisher standpoint, it's not something we're going to notice in our income for a couple months because the way payments happen. So like. If I lose a month, I'm not losing that month now. I'm losing that month 2 months or 3 months from now.
You're going to see a whole hell of a lot of Kickstarters launched, I think, in about 3 months. Like Kickstarters
people are trying to make up that suddenly they've got a gap in the income, but that gap in the income is from here.
Yep.
Because we don't get paid. It's not a real time thing for us. So it's gonna be interesting.
It will be.
Well, I don't know, even after
I didn't
this
think
is
about
over.
that. If you're all reliant, I mean, do you do fulfillment on your own, like direct sales, or is it all your own? Is it all?
So we work with PSI, and PSI is not shut down at the moment, but that goes into distribution, and all of distribution shut down. So PSI is not shipping at all into any distributor worldwide. So I am offering some direct sales if retailers happen to still be open and want it. But now PSI is talking about potentially winding down next week, which will put me completely dead in the water at that point.
Yeah.
Doesn't Arcane have? Don't you have a website? Can't you have people like buy stuff directly from you guys?
Yeah, you know who ships that? PSI.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if PSI shuts down,
So if any shipping shuts down, it's basically kills the whole deal. Well, we had to shut down too.
Yeah.
Nobody's working right now. I mean, at the store.
You know,
Well, you
and
can.
I get it. Like, I don't want them, you know, like if something happens and like, let's say they have somebody with a confirmed case that works in the warehouse, I want them to shut it down.
Oh yeah, you're not a monster.
Health over anything else, period. Like that's super important to me. We'll figure it out.
Right now, you can go to greyfoxgames.com, and until Friday, using the Trapped at Home coupon code, you can get 50% off, $10 flat shipping. So
nice, yeah. Arcane Wonder, we're doing 25% off anything, everything in our store. Just automatically applied, and also if you tell us the name of your local game store, we're donating 25% of what you spend directly to them.
Nice.
And we normally, because we go through PSI, we normally can't offer free shipping. We are doing for U.S. orders. If you're ordering at least it's either 75 or 100, we are just doing free shipping for the first time ever. I can't, unfortunately, because we use the third party, I can't really do free shipping lower. But for retailers, I've reduced my minimum order for free shipping. So
nice.
I'm doing the best I can. You know, I want to support retailers. But you know, when we opened the Pledge Manager today, before it happened, I put out a big update that went, listen, I intend to keep this Pledge Manager open for at least 90 days, if not longer, as long as humanly possible. Do not feel a need right now to go in and do this. If you want to, you got the money, do it. But if you are in a bad position right now, just ignore this for right now. Like, I don't want anyone putting anything else underneath.
There are going to be a lot of game stores that are going to close.
Yeah.
And it's
well, there's also going to be a lot of babies born 9 months from
If they stop shipping Magic, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Quarantine teenagers, baby, 2033.
Mm-hmm.
So I see, like, you publishers are giving sales, and I see Miniature Market had a pretty big sale and all that. Do you think that that's really wise, like, emptying out your inventory now, not knowing, like, this ends in a month or 2 months? Or
I think people want their money now. You know, I mean, it's just because nobody knows what's happening in the future. You know, I mean, like, it's just uncharted territory, right? Nobody knows exactly what's going on.
Yep.
My brother, he's not in Vegas right now, but he lives in Vegas. But he sent me pictures. It's like the Vegas Strip is barren. It's like it's like the end of days. Like one car parked on the road. That's it.
Wow, that's a sight. That never happens.
That never happens.
Yeah, someone posted up Times Square, empty.
Yeah.
The Chicago, what is that thing called? The Bean or whatever? That mirror thing?
Yep.
Empty. Nobody there.
It's
Here's the weird thing. We went out to go get groceries the other day, like a restock. By the way,
wait a minute.
I've been
You're
cooking, dude.
I was just gonna say, I saw the pictures. You were
2
cooking.
weeks, baby, cooking now. I'm getting good.
You still got the kitchen hole?
The kitchen is still not burned down. Although tonight I burned chili, but it didn't matter. It was fine. But the bottom gets burned. You know, the bottom of the pan. The gas, I guess, got too hot or something. We went to go get groceries the other day, and it's like business as usual. Like there were a million people walking around. Like what? What's going on?
I had to go to my grocery store, and there was so many people in there. I was just like, I didn't like being there. I was like, this isn't good.
I didn't want to be there. I mean, when you have zero food to get to like enough stuff to do cooking and preparing, you know, it's like it takes a couple of trips. Because you don't know what you don't. I mean, I didn't know what we needed.
Yeah.
I just bought bullshit, and then now I'm like, oh, I really want this. I'm gonna go back and get more stuff. But no bread, no rice, no eggs, no meat, no bananas.
Really?
Isn't that weird? Those specific things. And then obviously no toilet paper or paper.
Because bananas are cheap, and it's just like you grab a bunch,
cheap,
right?
And they're just easy to grab. Yeah, I mean, everybody just grabs those. But plenty of
I can only imagine people are coming in there and saying, bananas are only 39 cents a pound. Grab a bunch.
Get 10 pounds.
Grab them all.
I did an online order with Kroger.
4 days later.
And when you order, you specify how many pounds in quantity. Like you put the number. It'll say 1 pound. And you say like 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound. I put 1. I just wanted 1 pound, and they brought me 1 banana. Like okay. Whoops.
Oh, my mom just sent me a text. My mom just sent me a text says, "Tell them there's a shortage of eggs." So my mother.
Is there a shortage? Wait, what?
Well, like the eggs can't lay them. The hens can't lay them.
Went on strike.
I don't know. That's
they
what she
can't keep up with demand. I was asking Jen about that. Like, what did her store implement? Like, are they letting certain many people in? She's like, nah, everybody comes in. I was like, wouldn't it be smart to have like a number cut off?
So today, we drove to my son's school. My son is 8. We drove to my son's school. You just pull up in front of the school. A person came walking out, and they basically said, "What are you?" They're like, "What's the name?" And then and they said, I said, "My son Caleb," and they're like, "Okay." And then they walked back. And then they came back with basically a canvas bag full of everything that was in his locker and all the stuff that he needs for his distance learning. And they left it. And then they said, "Please wait." And then they walked away from it. So you could get out of your car, pick up the bag, and then put it down. And they were all
were they wearing gloves?
Oh yeah, they're wearing gloves, and they had the mask on.
Well, you guys had masks too. Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, it was the full 9 yards. And then the weird thing is because my daughter's in middle school, so we drove there, and you actually had to go in. But when you went in, it was like you had to wash your hands, and then so then you got in there, and then everybody gave you that bubble, and they just basically said you need to go to your locker, and you'd open up your locker, take everything in your locker. Do you have a bag? No. Okay, here's a bag, and the bags were like in a bag. The bag was in a bag,
in a bag.
Yeah, so it's like, and then you got the bag and went there. So we got all that stuff, and then we came back, and then she had to sign a form, basically saying that she was taking her Chromebook home, and that she had it, so she can do that. And then we went to the band room and got her trombone, and then we left. But everything was sterile. I mean, everybody was like, making sure that they, yeah. So there he is
at the grocery store.
Hello.
Hey, Brenner. What's going on? Are you wearing a hoodie? Okay. Wow, it's dark there.
This is what we're both doing.
This is. I'm about to go rob somebody, but I want to do this show before that. And I'm gonna go.
I thought you were Travis in disguise.
It did look.
I thought because you kind of looked a little bit like Travis with that.
It did look like Travis Chance there for a half a second. So.
Good.
Everybody, this is Jason Brenner. He's got the best hair in the business. So there you go.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Although Lincoln, him and Lincoln go side. They go toe to toe.
Oh, I suppose, yeah. That would be. We should have them do a wrestling hair versus hair match.
No, his is way nicer, and I'll get lost in it, and it'll tangle me up, and I'll lose. That'll be it.
Well,
Aldi, long time no talk, pal.
Hey man, what's going on? we're just talking about coronavirus because what else is there to talk about?
I felt like I just left that party.
I know. It hasn't been long.
That party's still going strong.
Yeah.
Jason, just so you know, my mother is watching, so mind your P's and Q's or whatever. So
not a problem, Mrs. Lance.
Gosh, she was watching last week. Was it 2 weeks ago? I was like on fire. Lincoln watched it after the fact, and he's like, "You should delete that episode," because I was just F-bombs all night long.
Were you really?
It was when I was Amazon. Remember Amazon screwing my account?
Oh, yeah, that's
right. So frustrated with it all.
Yeah. What did you need me to?
No, I don't think so.
Amazon order.
Okay, because I was going to tell you no. So
yeah.
My 2080 Ti to get here.
Your what?
I'm finally upgraded my video card, but of course, with everything going on, the thing's been being shipped for like 2 weeks. So you just reminded me to check Amazon, see what's happening.
No, where's it at?
Well, yeah, but Amazon has said they're not like, well, if it isn't essential, they're taking their time with the stuff.
Oh,
So-
apparently it arrived in Orlando yesterday or today. It'll be here tomorrow, supposedly, or Friday.
Did they really hire 100,000 people?
That's what I said.
They said they were hiring 100,000.
I mean,
I heard
maybe.
that they hired a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm
So they
assuming
can. They
most-
also can do backbreaking work in their warehousing, and I mean, I know, I should be trashing on it. If they're helping people out, they're helping people.
Someone's got to do it. You want your Prime, man? You want your Prime 2-day?
Well,
Amazon helping.
Well, most of them were automated anyway. The warehouses, so there's not a lot of people in the actual warehouses. No,
No,
ahead.
there's a good amount of people in their warehouses.
I mean,
I don't-
relative to a normal warehouse where there's no automation.
I don't want to go too political, but I did see a tweet, and I forget who it was, but it said something like, "Nobody should be allowed to be a billionaire. As soon as your net worth reaches 999 million, everything else you make at that point goes to charity. We'll make a dog park and name it after you, saying you won capitalism."
I had that conversation with Richard Drakis today. And
Oh, yeah?
literally, it was in reference to that exact tweet where we're like, I saw a thing and it was once you make 999 million, the next dollar goes to, schools and hospitals and things. And I'm like, oh man, I want that so bad, but I think that's going to be so bad. If we
But,
did
yeah,
that.
Can you imagine? It would be like, everybody would be just trying to hide their income then, right? Just be like,
Yeah.
Well,
Like, are most billionaires in cash? Or like, do they have or is it all their like? Okay, I have a million shares of Amazon stock. It's it's
Right. No, most of them, they're billionaires in net worth.
paper.
I like to think of them as being Scrooge McDucks, right? They have the
Yeah.
money bin. I
Oh, yeah.
like that idea a lot better.
Jumping it, like doing the little washing your arms with money.
Except that you would die if you jumped
Right,
into
that
a
would be-
pile of coin.
It would be extremely painful.
If it was just all dollar bills though, how cool would that be? Can you imagine?
Well,
Like,
you'd
just,
probably die of like 72 different diseases at that point.
well,
You
you'd
just
run
don't
it
want
through.
to touch that.
Money,
yeah.
God knows what you're going to catch.
You'd run it through ultraviolet light first. We wouldn't be animals.
I want it in ones, and I need every one UV.
Yeah.
All
Like
right.
truly launder your money.
New life plan.
Hmm.
I just want to see $1 billion in ones. I'd like to see that.
You reminded me of Dodgeball when he says a lot of people have never seen $10,000 in real money before. He opens up the briefcase and there's just this little tiny stack in there.
I guess I have to watch this movie.
Oh, there's definitely some good lines in there. And like I said, Rip Torn is he rest in peace. Rip Torn had a fantastic role in that movie. Other than that, yeah. So Jason, you're running a consulting firm now, huh? How's that?
Sure.
Well, no, that's what all he
That's what I
said.
told them. That's what I said.
So you used to be at Upper Deck, and then you were after Upper Deck. Where'd you go? I forgot.
The fucking nut. Oh, I'm sorry. The Nut House. Excuse me.
What was the Nut House?
That would be Play Fusion.
Okay.
That was one of those like supernovas that started out real good and burned out real fast because there was a lot of challenges. Let me put it that way. There was a cool group, and they had some good concepts. But dude, I mean, the guys over on the Europe side were a little they had their own thing that they wanted to do, and it wasn't right for what we all did. So
was that the Warhammer game?
The Warhammer and Lightseekers.
Lightseekers and Warhammer, yeah. So and it was cool. I mean, it was fun. But and honestly, it did open a couple of other doors, and it like kind of opened my eyes to a few things that I probably wanted to do that I probably didn't have the guts to do when I was with Upper Deck. So we'll put it that way.
All right. So what do you do now, though? Besides having killer hair and a podcast, what do you do?
Well, that's it. So no, we have a company. My wife and I have a media group, a marketing media group called Brenzor, that we're working within the industry. We're working within gaming and all that. And I don't want to bore anybody, but we do marketing, consulting, media. You son of a gun. You know, man, I try to say something nice.
No, dude, I'm serious though. Tell me what you do.
So we are currently working with about 4 of the bigger folks in the industry. You all know them. I had this conversation with Aldi today. We work on when you don't have enough marketing punch in the company, or you don't have the personnel, or you don't have just the know-how, and a lot of people don't because it's hard. That's where we step in and we can do it for you, and that's what happens. To put it in a nutshell.
Well, that's fair.
Well, yeah, and then so we do that, and we're always talking to folks and getting new thoughts and new ideas. But what I do mostly is I run Brenzor's Dead, which is that podcast thing that you said.
There you go.
Yeah, so. That's going well. I'm enjoying it. I'm actually having a lot of fun doing it. Like I said, Aldi and I had a nice, cool conversation this afternoon. We talked for like a solid 90 minutes. It was rad.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
And you got all political, I heard.
And we didn't mention games once. We talked about board games.
Well, look, so here's the thing. Could I tell you like the story behind Brenzor's Dead of why it happened? Could I tell you that? Because I think it's kind of funny.
Okay, go for it.
All right. It's quick. So a couple years ago when I was at Upper Deck, I was feeling the I need to get the hell out of here itch really badly. And I interviewed with another local game company in San Diego. It rhymes with USA Monopoly.
Oh, that one.
I'm not familiar.
Okay. Yeah, they changed their name a lot, so don't worry about it.
Must be a small company.
They're an upstart,
right?
They have Clue. So I was over there and so here's what happened. I go through a recruiter, and the recruiter did all the phone interviews. We go through 3 rounds of that. And then I had to submit some paperwork, and then I had to go through 3 other rounds of phone interviews. So I finally made it to the big table, right? And it was going to be the president, the vice president of sales, and vice president of licensing. All 3 of them were going to interview me. And at that point, once you make it there, I had the impression that they knew who I was and what I was capable of doing, right? So I walk in, I sit down, and one of the ladies, very pleasant woman, we sit down, we look at each other, we exchange our pleasantries. Hello, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Shake hands, which we'll never do again.
Yep.
And she looks at me and she goes, "Oh, I know you. You're the guy with the hair." And I'm like, that's it? That was this whole, I went down this whole road, and that's where I got, that's the brand, is the guy with the hair.
No, it would have been amazing if she said, "Oh, you're the author of Brenner Travel."
That would have been better.
That would have been better.
I would have appreciated that. At least I knew she would have been following my exploits of awfulness. But so then it got me thinking a little while ago. I wanted to start a show, and I wanted it to be in gaming, but I wanted it to really focus on the people in gaming and not whatever games we're working on or whatever new releases are coming up. Because, if I'm after, 15 weeks of interviews, I'm the guy with the hair. It got me thinking that we all don't know each other that intimately. We all see each other. Like Lance, I see you at the show. We hug, we say, "Brother, we love you." And then we go on our way, after 30 seconds.
We know each other intimately.
Well, me and you, Robert, honest to God, you're the poster boy for it, right? We played Madden for a whole season. I don't know who you are.
we have met 3 times, but yeah.
And I didn't even know it.
It's such a superficial.
It is.
We really don't know who
we don't know anything about any of us. We don't know the deep dive details. So Brenzor's Dead is a show about the people in gaming, but it's about them, right? So yeah, there you go.
Well, there you go.
I've learned a lot about people who we know together.
Right.
That people you've already talked to, like Pete.
Yeah, I mean,
Tons of stuff about Pete.
One of the ones that Pete, I learned something today about Pete.
That sounds bad.
On Pete.
So, one of the ones that really stuck out, that still sticks out in my head, was the interview I did with Tim Norris. And I like to call it like dinner table discussion, where we just sit down, we go off on a tangent. There's no scripts, there's no pre-questions or anything like that. We just talk about whatever ends up coming up. And as Aldi will tell you, like, we went on some tangents today, man.
Oh, it was we went off the rails. Like, I think
it was rad.
Minute 1. Yeah.
It was rad. But like with Tim, I found out things when I was just talking to him, and you guys all know Tim Norris, I'm assuming, right? Like, good dude. Great gray elephant.
Right? Yeah, I know who he is. I mean,
right. But he opened up on the show about things that I never knew about him, and I've known him for 6-7 years at this point. So I just thought that was cool, and those things, that's what I'm trying to accomplish.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
that's cool, man.
Thanks.
It's quite entertaining.
Where can people find, just to get the plug over and done with? Where can people check you out?
Yeah.
Are you on the iTunes and what have yous?
So the show is called, I call it a show. It's called Brenzor's Dead, and it's on anywhere you get your podcast. So it's on Apple, it's on Google, it's on Stitcher, it's on Spotify. Anywhere you get it, anywhere you go for a podcast, you're going to find it.
Well, good deal. I'll check it out.
All right. Okay, thanks, buddy.
Where Brenner just reads me bedtime stories.
I can do that.
It's just
you got vocal chops.
Right. I will. I'm going to give you that.
I can do it. I can do that. Well, it's not me. It's the microphone.
Is anybody else? Did anybody else do the reason why nobody can buy a Nintendo Switch anywhere right now? And you're playing the Animal Crossing, yeah.
I hate that game. I mean, I bought it and I'm playing it, but I really dislike every minute I play. I don't know why I'm playing it. Because I see everybody playing it and looking like they're having a great. You only see what they want you to see about that game, right? The fancy house, the fancy items, the little fun stuff in the game that I'll never see because I won't play it enough.
I don't even know what you guys.
It's pure pressure.
Animal
Crossing.
Here's my newest.
What's that? It's a video game.
Here's my newest conspiracy theory. Nintendo created the coronavirus because Nintendo because they sold 1 million more copies of it than they ever would have.
Perfect timing.
Because
perfect timing.
Oh, it is. It's like everybody's stuck at home. Nothing to do. Better play Animal Crossing. You want to just walk around your island and shake trees for a while?
Do you remember Farmville?
Oh yeah.
Remember everybody played that, right? It's kind of like that, except not as interesting.
So the thing is that
I don't know
I don't think I get it.
I got it for my kids.
You dig trees,
and then I started playing it. And then they were like, "Oh, we can play together." I was like, "That's cool." And all of them have all this cool stuff. I've got a twig, and
I've got 2 twigs.
And I'm trying to catch butterflies, and they got a mansion and they're leaping across the river to go to their big giant house, and I don't have this pole that will let me get over the other side of the river. So they're on the other side of the river, waving to me.
Is this game just virtual
I can't even cross the river.
Is this game just virtual work?
It's basically a real life simulator.
I can make.
You do menial tasks and you get rewarded with money, and then you spend the money on virtual goods.
And they're
allow you to do more menial tasks,
which make it easier for you to do more of the menial tasks and get more money, and then you build more stuff, and it never ends, right? It's not an end. There's no end to the game.
Right, so it's just an endless carrot and on stick.
Yeah, that's why I hate it.
I'm glad I don't know what this is.
I'm not an animal. I tried Animal Crossing on the 3DS, and I wanted to buy in on the hype, and I was like, I'm going to do it, and then I hated it so much.
Huge fan base.
I hate it. I can't. So I was talking to someone yesterday, and we were having the same conversation about Animal Crossing, and I'm like, I feel like Animal Crossing is a party that I don't understand. Like everyone's there and having a good time, and I'm like standing on the sidewalk looking in, going, I don't get it. Like everybody's enjoying it. I'm just out here because I don't want to be in there. I don't know it, and I feel bad saying it because like everybody loves Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I don't want to put down other people's fun, but like I don't understand it.
It ain't for me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you but know, like Amon-Ray, and Amon-Ray is stupid.
But so I didn't get the Pokemon Go thing or any of that either, so I'm probably not the demographic for any of this.
If you like pulling weeds and chopping down trees and kicking rocks,
that sounds terrible.
That's the game.
You know what? I would love to be able to chop down a tree to get wood because I don't have an axe. I don't have a shovel.
I've got doing that in real life.
Animal Crossing?
Yes, we're talking about get out of here.
Lance, is your mom playing Animal Crossing?
So now I can't do anything.
Go upstairs.
I can't do anything.
You're grounded.
You took all the rocks and the stones.
I didn't take any of them.
Yes, you did. I know you did.
She doesn't. So one thing Animal Crossing did, the original one. I don't know if it still does it.
All of them. I triple and double checked. I have one.
She doesn't realize that like she goes to sleep before me, so she's gonna have a bucket of cold water poured on her head as she falls to sleep.
Love it.
Yeah.
I remember people, and this was, I forget when the original came out. It must have been 20 years ago, 2000 something maybe. Mm-hmm. Does that sound right? 2005.
Mm-hmm.
They in the game is a banjo playing dog or a guitar playing dog, and he would have a concert on Saturday night at like 7 or 8 p.m. or something like that. And you could obviously futz with your timing stuff, but the game made it really difficult because it would detect that and put you in this like cheater zone. I don't know. But if you played it legitimately, there people were like, I gotta go watch the KK whatever show, the dog playing banjo every week.
What?
That like people were that into it. I don't know if the new game does that, but
that sounds great.
That was the game.
I mean, you know what? I used to log into World of Warcraft every night as soon as I got home from work.
I'm sure there's still playing copies.
I used to play that for 10 hours, and I would just sit there and because I purposely worked a Tuesday through Saturday schedule so I could have all of Sunday available for my raiding for my 40-man raids. And I mean,
not have to wake up on Monday morning and go to work.
Oh yeah, that was because it started.
Everybody has their obsession. For sure.
It started at noon, and we didn't get done until 2 a.m. because we did everything on Sundays. Yeah, so it's just so you know what, I'm just as bad as anybody else.
I guess that's fine. I mean, I did EverQuest for like 15 years, and I still log in occasionally. Man. So, I actually logged into that and my Star Trek Online today. So I can't say anything because I'm pretty sure most of EverQuest is just doing the same thing over and over again.
I can remember watching people playing the very first EverQuest, and I was just like, I thought that looked like the most boring thing in all the world because it was
my primary character has a creation date in 1999 and is still my primary character on EverQuest. That is insanity. Like I log in that thing and I think to myself, wait a second. It's been over 20 years.
You're the one.
Is it still running?
Those games are actually still running.
They're
still up. Yeah, one. I think I don't know if 2 got sunsetted, but I know 1 is still going. I think 2 is still up too.
2's still going, and I have an account there, but none of us who were like heavy into 1 migrated to 2. It just
2 is bad.
Right,
I didn't like 2.
Good.
It didn't have anything. There's nothing good about it.
Went right back to 1, which is why 1 just released like its 16th expansion last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not only still going, it's still releasing active expansions.
Wow.
No, there's still a team working on it over. Yeah. They're not SOE anymore. They're not Daybreak.
It's Perfect World owns it now.
No, it's still it's not Perfect World. I don't think.
No, it moved over. I think it's moved over to Perfect World. Or maybe somebody else now. It moved hands twice in the last like 10 years.
It's whoever owned Daybreak and changed the name recently is still over there. It's a weird situation.
Yeah, it's between.
I hope they carry on.
Daybreak and Dark Paw got it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Daybreak have it. Perfect World had it for a little bit.
Mm.
So yeah, Daybreak then took it because it keeps changing the launcher every time they switch. They're like, no, you got to go through this launcher. I'm like, can I just get back Varant and SOE?
Oh, let's bring back Star Wars Galaxies.
Oh, Star Wars
Galaxies. That's some memories too.
I never played that one.
Yeah, just I had to grind all my way through Dancer to get my holocron or whatever it is to be a Jedi because that's how you become a Jedi. Grind all the way through Dancer.
Excuse me, Lance. You had to do 2 awful jobs. It would be like Lance, Dancer, and Cook.
Mine was weapons master or whatever. So that was actually useful. And but the first one was Dancer, and I had to grind through creating weapons, which made me a ton of money. I remember the last day I played Star Wars Galaxies because I was just like, I can't play this anymore. I went, and I had literally millions of credits because I had just set up a shop and bought a shop in Coruscant that was like right outside the city where everybody all the shops were grouped and I remember I just went over to people and I was like, here's a million credits. Here's a million credits.
Nice.
They were just like, holy crap, are you serious? I was like, yep, here you go. Here's a million credits. Here's a million
credits. To adjust the chat real quick, James Brazil, Star Trek Online is still great. They actually, Star Trek Online's a funny one because it's an MMO, but they released like these storylines in seasons. And I actually refer to Star Trek Online because it's also like extended canon. I refer to it as also the best single player.
Nice printer.
Also the best single player Star Trek game ever made too, because you can play all the season storyline like through season 12 or whatever by yourself completely, and it's free to play.
Well, Travis is here now, so I can just shut up and be Barry for like the next hour, and he can just take over and talk.
Is that who's the guy in the middle? Is that Brenner?
Hello, lover.
What is going on?
First, you can see why I thought it was Travis, right? Like,
yeah, Aldi, they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
What's up with hip hop Emperor Palpatine Robert Geislinger?
I'm not wearing my hat, son.
I've never seen you. My joke for the last like 4 years with Geislinger is he's business casual Fidel Castro because he always wears that cap,
Oh boy.
Listen, Travis, just so you know, my mom is watching. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, dummy.
What are you eating, Travis?
Looks like cereal.
Fruity Loops?
Fruity Pebbles and marshmallows.
Ooh.
They make Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows?
In America.
That is disgusting.
Everybody who's watching, go back Ruination. There's less than 24 hours left. So, and then if you've already backed it,
I thought it was suspended. No.
And if you've already back it again.
Travis needs money.
Aldi, did you just insult me and then put on reading glasses immediately?
No, I wanted to see where I didn't. There was the last time I talked to you. I think you had asked about suspending the damn thing.
Oh yeah, no, we talked about
you crowdsourced suspend. We should stop this campaign or not?
Try as we might, it didn't work out.
You made it.
How's it going, guys?
It's good times.
Lovely.
I will say this:
you're back in Indianapolis.
I'm in Indianapolis right now.
Yeah, that's what we heard.
You live in Indianapolis, Travis?
No, I used to. I live in Florida, but I came up here because my daughter's here, and I am horrified. There's going to be like a.
When did you move to Florida?
Last June.
I did not know that because I'm leaving Florida and moving to Indianapolis.
Oh my god!
Oh, you got to swap.
This is like the plot of The Parent Trap.
What city do you live in?
Where here are you? Are you down in South Florida?
I'm in Tampa, Florida. Oh. And right now in Indianapolis, I'm in the South Side in Greenwood.
Oh, I didn't. So you've been like an hour from me for the last year.
Year.
I told you this, but you were too busy like having a girlfriend. And
I feel like you didn't tell me this. Actually, Julie will be down here on Friday staying for a while. Maybe we should do something.
Quarantine teenager, here it comes.
I made that joke yesterday. I'm staying with Chris Ham from Colossal.
Oh, word. How's he doing? I haven't talked to him in forever.
He's good. I mean, he inherited like my responsibilities when I left, so you know, he's in a sort of
Stuck there mode.
What's the weird kid that likes to drop people through the door in Game of Thrones? Robin. What's the kid that he wants to drop Tyrion through the door in the
Carl?
sky?
Is it Carl?
Oh yeah.
I have no idea.
The eerie guy, the air. Yeah, Rob something or other, right?
He's in that type.
Lance knows.
What now?
The breastfeeding semi-grown kid.
Name. I knew
the Veil, the Lord of the Veil.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat will have already.
It's already been.
Yeah.
Right.
I was hoping Barry would stand up and have a map of Westeros tattooed on his stomach.
How's your cereal, bro?
It's so good.
Good.
So I am holed up in my friend's wife's craft room.
Nice.
I've been sleeping with her. It's been sweet. They quarantined me for the first day. I had an exciting, my car exploded when I got back from Gamma. I went to Gamma and I was like, Brenner, I think we talked like right before I went to Gamma, and you and I were kind of like trying to get the lay of the land on this coronavirus, and we're kind of like, we'll see how it goes. And then,
if you know what you do now, if you knew what you know now, would you have gone?
No. When
Yeah.
I flew home, I took a red eye on my 42nd birthday. And I fell asleep on Fury Road, and I literally woke up like this. I was asleep for 2 hours on a plane with my mouth wide open, like. When
Did a little drool going down the.
Oh my God! I was just like, my mouth is just like a filtration device for illness. So Lindsay and I like quarantined ourselves for like 6 days. We were supposed to have the kids, and we told their dad to keep them longer so we could make sure we were okay. And when we first got back, it was kind of like we took a red eye. We had been in Reno and we'd been drinking and breathing cigarette smoke and. So we couldn't quite figure out, like we were feeling a little bit off, and then after a couple of days we felt better, and we've been okay since. But like on my car, the day I got back, I went to go drive down to do the live play with Tom Bassel, and my car, my 2004 Highlander, finally died on the side of the road unexpectedly. So I had to go get Lindsay's car, and I drove down, and I did the live play, and I came back, and then I finally got a new car. And the day I got my new car, I literally got my new car, drove it home, packed some stuff, and then came to Indiana because they were going to. They announced they were going to shut Indiana down, and I didn't want to not be here in case something got weird with my kiddo. Sorry, that's all the stories I have.
Cool story, bro.
Oh man,
cool story.
Deep and rich.
Anybody else fans of the Dead Milkmen? Are me and Kabuki Kid the only people that were fans of that band?
I haven't listened to Dead Milkmen in forever.
The song Stuart. You know what, Stuart? I like you. You're not like the other people here in the trailer park. Oh no, they're fine people. They're fine people, Stuart. But they like to sit back, open up a tall, cool Coors 16-ouncer, watch a little TV. But they don't know what the queers are doing to the soil. It's find the Dead Milkmen song Stuart, and it's like a diatribe with like music in the background. It's like the diatribe of an insane guy just rambling. The whole thing is about.
The only song I can remember is that Punk Rock Girl. That I don't know anything beyond that. Oh, Bitch and Camaro.
Yeah,
Bitch and Camaro. They had a good song called "Everybody's Got Good Stuff But Me." That was a good song. Oh gosh, "Punk Rock Girl" was another one of their songs.
That's the only one I can remember. Yeah,
that was their biggest radio hit.
We'll dress like Minnie Pearl,
Florida,
you and me, punk rock girl.
There's the Robert Geislinger I know. Now he's like, what if Fidel Castro was into House of Pain?
She jumped into my car. I jumped into her car. Away we went rolling. He said, "How much was this?" She said, "Nothing, man. It's stolen." Punk rock girl, give me a chance. Let's go slam dance.
Yeah.
Barry's camera is always so far. Sometimes I wonder if Barry knows he's on the show because the camera is so far away.
He's rating, dude.
He's judging you.
Always.
It happens all the time. Did Robert? Did Julie tell you that? So I finally worked up the courage. I've often wondered what people in the industry actually think of me. Like, just give me the brutal, honest. So Julie was the person I confided in that came up.
Yeah.
Said, please just lay it on me. I want to hear how I am perceived.
Yeah, she told me like 2 seconds after.
God damn. Sorry, gosh darn. It was awkward.
Listen, general rule: don't say anything to Julie you don't want me to know, and vice versa.
So that's fine. I'm like open door policy guy.
Did you just say open door policy guy?
Yes.
Is that your new website?
This is such a weird mix of people that I love.
I really hope someone's registering that right now.
I can't believe Brenner is here. This is super weird. Like, it would only be weirder if like Andy Dick was here. We have Andy Dick, Robert Geislinger as Fidel Castro.
I'm sorry. I prefer Robert Downey Jr. right before he hit it big. Excuse me.
And Scott, thank God for this coronavirus because I own a website, Aldi.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the first thing you ever said to me, Travis. First time we ever met, I believe I was wearing like just a blazer over a t-shirt and like some cords, and you're like, you look like Robert Downey Jr., but like in the 80s when he was real messed up.
Wait, that's what I said to Brenner.
Excuse
That's
me.
the first thing you ever said to me.
You're recycling lines, pal.
Wow.
No, Brenner. I said that your soul was like Robert Downey Jr.
No, you didn't. You said no.
Wow.
You just got busted, fella.
Oh,
Busted.
Brenner, you have literally looked like Luke Wilson in Bottle Rocket for the last 10 years.
Yeah, let's see that haircut, Travis. Okay, it's better now. It's not that thing that we used to say.
No, I don't look like Hitler anymore.
You could have been in Jojo Rabbit.
All off.
Mine.
Yeah, I love doing Jojo Rabbit circa 2006. It's good.
What Lance is kind of like Lance is like if Aunt Jemima was cast to be on Sons of Anarchy.
So you do this every week, huh?
Yeah, every week.
Wait, no. Don't take off clothes here. Wait and do it on open policy.guy or whatever it was.
No shirt policy.guy. That's my
Open door policy.
Hey, Brenner, do you think
Open door policy.guy.
Brenner, do you think you could get a larger microphone for the next time? It's like a corn song.
I'm sorry, what?
He's the best sounding guy on here.
I know.
Excuse me. I invest in my future, fella.
I know. I was on your show. Remember where the computer?
Here, I'll hook mine up, and we can all just be like.
Hey, I get invited on a show. I take it seriously. All right.
Aw. Well, thank you.
You know the world is slowed down enough where Brenner is hanging out on Alaboom.
Oh yeah,
well, that's true.
Sure. That's what I told him. I said, we do this stupid thing every week where we talk about nothing for 4 hours. Want to come on?
Oh, I was like, oh, that sounds great. What time?
It really kills the time.
Well,
you guys been
like,
what?
You playing more games because you're stuck at home?
I disbanded the group.
What?
What group?
They're all vectors to getting sick.
No, I'm saying, have you been playing like at your house? Like, have you been playing, like you and Michelle or?
We played a couple things, but nothing like, Ticket to Ride, stuff like that.
I'm taking advantage of this time to quit playing board games.
We played this.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I call it Plandemic. That's my
Hey, is it really good? Because
Which game?
It's good.
my version is my copy showing up on Saturday for my wife's birthday. So
Which game?
I like it.
Wonder Woman.
The Wonder Woman Challenge of the Amazons game. I'm into it.
Was not even aware that there was a Wonder Woman board game.
It's good.
Call yourself a professional.
It's good.
Well, I don't know pay attention to anything in the superhero realm of things.
I'm still waiting on a few TMG video reviews from you there, Robert. Just so you know.
I'll get right on that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I mean, oddly, I do have a TMG game queued up, but now I don't want to
Was that for Luna?
Who knows?
Oh, I did years ago. Come on.
So I did a video for Ruination.
I think Luna was one of the first games I ever reviewed.
I did a video for Ruination, and I actually liked the way I did it. It didn't bother with telling you how showing you how the game was played or anything like that. I think I'm going to do that. No, I don't care, because I really have gotten to the point where it's like if I'm going to talk about a game, I'm just going to talk about it and get my thoughts on it. Maybe try to shorten it out, but I'm not. What is the one part about doing videos that sucks is like, here's the game board, here's this little block, here's the thing moving here, and it used to be when there were like only 10 of us doing video reviews, like finding a video that like had all that information, it was tough to find. But now there's so many people doing playthroughs, there's so many people like showing stuff off. It's just like, if you want to see that, they can go somewhere else. I think from now on, I'm just going to say, screw it. I'm just going to stand up. I'm going to tell you why I like the game. And then
I always skip your middle parts anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I still do the overview, but over time, as more and more people are doing it, I've went from basically teaching the game at the beginning to here's a real short version of how this game works. If you want to learn the rest, go watch one of the other 50.
I'm not even going to bother anymore. I just screw it.
Time for all that.
Yeah, just you know what? I got the people that like my show, and I don't think most of them will care one way or the other. And if they do, well, oh well.
Because honestly, setting up the camera for that portion is the most annoying part of anything.
Oh well, I actually have the bar that I put on the tripod. So and then you basically have to put a weight on one end of the bar so the whole tripod doesn't fall over. And I can actually get my camera to point straight down, and it works really slick. But I mean,
I've got that too, but I have to climb up on a chair to reach up there.
Well, not all of us are 4'11" like you. So I mean,
what are you talking about? Brenner's a tall glass of water.
Well, no, I'm talking about Geislinger there.
Brenner could be in the WNBA. He's that tall.
It's true. It's true. Well, I have the boobs, so.
Can I comment on what you were talking about, Lance?
Go ahead.
No, I thought it was great because, and I've always said this, and you roll your eyes when I say it, but your videos are not about the games; they're about you. You always impose your perspective in such a way that it almost circles back around to being very Lance-centric. So I thought that video was good because you skip all the. When I watch like any review from Vassal, I always skip the part where he teaches the game and I just listen to what his thoughts are. And then if his thoughts are interesting or he says, "Oh, I really love this one thing," then I go back to look at that thing. I do the same thing with Rado. I listen to the final thoughts. I'm really not interested in someone kind of teaching me a game in that context. It's not enjoyable for me. That's what Rodney Smith is for, right? Like if I want to learn the game, watch like a tutorial.
Proud member of the Board Game Geek Network.
So I thought
Board Game Geek family
was awesome, and I encourage you fully to do that. I think it was really good.
So, Geislinger, did you guys know that means ghost? Here's the math name means ghosts that are a fan of the band Cranberries.
I love the Cranberries.
Oh,
I thought it meant Ghost Trapper.
Go answer your phone. Well, no, Ghostlinger, or a ghost that stays around too long.
Ghost Buster.
I think it's like
ghost that overstays its welcome.
I think it's actually like Hanging Ghost or something in the original translations. The name's actually not pure German; it's Hungarian German.
Wow,
that's great.
Way to humble brag, Robert.
Yeah. Hey, Hey, somebody mentioned the Lazy Gamer Kickstarter. Should we talk about that for a while?
Did something happen?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nothing will ever.
I was hoping an update.
No, that guy.
What did the elevated game table end up at, like money wise?
A ton of money.
Oh, was it over $1 million?
Still don't get that.
I don't either.
I don't get the point to it.
You can put a Pepsi can underneath it, though. It was cool.
I mean, I
Pepsi
guess.
Light. You can put a Pepsi Light there.
So for when we play D&D, I could see having it up just so other people at the end of the table, because we play on a big long table at my buddy's house, and so like some people like on the other side of the table, they can't really see, they have to stand up, so maybe they would like, and like the snacks and everything around the table, kind of a.
But now everyone has to stand up.
Well, no, I would be right next to the table.
I don't know. Like I was like, this is a product that's solving a problem that doesn't exist.
I think people like the idea.
They must have had marketing geniuses on that team.
Oh no! I give them credit. They marketed the.
Maybe there's a lot of people living in apartments at small tables. We just don't know about it.
Like they marketed the crap out of it. I will give them credit for that. I thought, because I saw that thing prior to it launching, and I was like, this is going to be a dead in the water. But then their marketing on it was spot on.
Right. Yeah.
I still like looking at it. It still looks like it would be flimsy over time to me.
Yeah, see, I agree with that. It looked like it would just lose its integrity,
right?
With the way the pieces fit together and all that. Like, and at the end of the day, I think it's a good idea. Quite frankly, I like the fact that you can, lift stuff up. You can have your cards underneath and just have the battles going on up top or the dungeon up top. It was kind of cool.
Idea.
I like the idea. I don't think the execution was as good as it could be in a perfect world, but I hope they do well. I think it was a cool idea.
I always hope everyone does well, but I really thought that Kickstarter was dead on arrival, and then I was.
That's a lie, because you hope Scott Morris died at a fire in our Madden League, but that's a whole nother thing.
Gankatron here 5000 wants the first time he's ever been here, or she for that matter. Do they actually talk about games?
I tried to talk about Wonder Woman. And then Robert made that
Wonder Woman
Amazon comment, and then we stopped talking about it.
What?
Being distracted.
My one memory of the old Wonder Woman TV show. I remember my dad and I were watching it, and like she was blocking the bullets with her whatever the bracelets, yes, or whatever. And then somebody shot a bazooka at her, and she caught the rocket out of air. And I can still remember my dad saying, "Oh, please!" My dad said,
"That was one step too far." Yeah. The invisible plane didn't get him.
Yeah. She caught the bazooka rocket out of the midair, and he's like, "Oh, please!" I
love that. That's the thing that made him. Loses suspension of disbelief.
Did the old Wonder Woman with Linda Taylor have the invisible jet? I don't think it had the invisible jet.
Oh yeah, they did.
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter. Sorry, thank you.
I can see it right in my. I can imagine it. Like,
I remember the cartoon had it, but
pretty sure there was one.
That always seems so stupid. Why did she have an invisible jet? It just seemed like so silly.
But she was not invisible.
No,
right? Because you could see her in the cockpit, just like.
So you just see her like fly by, and then later on she could fly, right? Like, so in DC Comics they just retconned it and said she can fly. Well, if you go back to like really early Wonder Woman comics, it was incredibly sexist. It was incredibly indicative of the time, just like very much like, why can't I be like a normal woman and find a man to take care of me? That kind of crap. So go dig up some of those old stuff. It was a different world when those were originally made.
I watched it. I think I watched it every week. It was like a prime time Friday night thing, right?
It was. It was a weekly. It was a weekly show. It was before the A-Team or whatever.
It's like Bionic Man kind of time frame. Or was it after that? Yeah.
No, it was
together.
After $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman. It was probably I think right after that.
When was this?
When you guys weren't born and me and Scott were old.
I was alive then too. I remember
when
Steve
was
Austin.
it? Like what era are we talking?
It was like
70s.
70s.
When the Incredible Hulk TV show was on.
The Love Boat, Fantasy Island.
Incredible Hulk was early 80s. It went in like it had its majority run in the early 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
God, that was such a depressing
Incredible
show.
Hulk as a kid.
I had the PJs, man. More
Dude, I
memory.
love GML4. I love the Fall Guy.
You know, I
Guy.
actually tried hitchhiking, not knowing what it was because I watched it on that show.
Oh, yeah.
And my dad's like, "What are you doing? Like, do you know what you're doing?" I'm like, "No, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing because I saw it on the Incredible Hulk."
I tried to change a tire in the rain and then hit my hand and got really, really angry, and then nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
And then nothing happened. I just got mad and cried.
So if you actually go to like one of the last years of the Incredible Hulk TV show, Thor is actually on there. He makes an appearance.
It's on Prime Video right now, actually.
Oh,
It's the Curse of the Incredible Hulk or something it's called. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But it's the one with Thor. It's a movie.
Yeah.
I have vague memories of it now that you mention it. I forgot.
It's really like his hammer is the size of like a Coke can. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's just like
it's so bad.
Mighty Mjolnir.
It's like a straw with a soda attached to it. It's so bad.
Oh man.
All right. So we haven't done this in a long time, but it's time once again to bring back the Barry 15. So Barry, you've been sitting there.
Put him on the spot.
Putting you on the spot. So actually, I'll knock it down to 12 minutes because it is 10:48 in the Central Time Zone. The next 12 minutes, Barry is going to take us on a journey, and he's going to ask us some questions and take over. Barry Reynolds, you're up.
All right, so you're saying you're spending time with the family now. You think after the coronavirus is over, all this is said and done with, will people continue with this, or will they just go back to normal and, I'm going to spend an hour with the kids today, whatever?
Back to normal.
Give it 2 weeks, and everyone's going to go back into their old habits.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I'll cook. Like I've started cooking, right? Like I think I might keep cooking.
No. So I've been cooking. I'm pretty sure as soon as it's over, I go right back to Uber Eats for everything. Like I'm not even gonna wait 2 weeks.
You might be right.
I'm going.
You do Uber Eats, really?
Uber Eats, unless I'm feeling like actually leaving, or I just eat peanut butter and jelly. I don't cook.
I wish
There's
that
a 3D printer on top of my stove most of the time.
I wish all of Robert's bank account info was up in the corner so he can see how much money he's wasting being lazy.
Well, yeah, I mean Uber Eats is just like throwing money down a toilet.
Your savings account.
Not if you order enough food to have leftovers to last a week.
Wow.
Like I just make a giant order and stab it in the fridge.
How much food do you order that you have leftovers that stay good for a week? That doesn't make any sense at all.
So I have this weird feeling that leftovers can't go bad in the fridge within like 2 weeks. So
it's crazy.
But I see Robert's point. Time is money, right? Like you spend
and you wonder why you lost all your hair.
Right. I don't have time to cook. I got work to do.
Time is money, right?
Time is
you save 1 to 2 hours by not cooking.
Time is not. Lindsay and I cook for almost every meal, and I think we spend collectively about 3 hours in the kitchen a day doing cleaning, prep.
Absolutely.
No time for that.
Way better. Like no offense to my buddy, I'm at his house and eating cereal and things like that. Like that stuff doesn't fly in our normal house.
I eat healthier having Uber Eats bring me food than if I make food here.
Yeah, I think your definition of healthier might be like that metric.
It's still healthier than what I would eat if left to my own devices.
Well, that sounds like you're not very inspired to get better at this. I didn't cook anything until I was with Lindsay, and now. It's amazing. Cooking is amazing. Like you realize like you have no relationship with the shit you're putting in your body because you're just having other people do it for you. Mm-hmm. You actually sit and you cook and you learn how to cook. It's awesome. It really is.
We're cookers. We cook every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. on very rare occasions do we go out. And like right now, we're not doing anything but cooking our own stuff, period. And I mean, I agree. It's just one of those things where you know it's going in, you know it's coming out. It's and well, you do. And like tomorrow morning, a nice piece of cod's going to come out. You know, it's just that's the way it's going to go down, right?
Right.
But I mean, we love cooking, but we do it because like we also want to get the kids involved so they get on like
We do the same.
good habits and all that kind of
Yeah, the kids help out. The kids get excited about like baking and like that. I feel like we're making Robert. Right. He's moving his eyes around like you're moving.
No. So like, the weird thing is, I actually am pretty good at cooking when I actually want to spend the time to do it. I just don't want to spend that kind of time.
Look, I could be in shape if I want to. I just like.
Now, weirdly,
what's your go-to meal, Robert? What's your go-to cooking meal?
Weirdly, if I get on a kick where I've been watching too much Food Network, then I'll start cooking for like a month.
A whole month?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm with Robert though. I don't like wasting time. I mean, it's not wasting time. It's just spending time differently.
Yeah, right? But it's not, you're rich enough. You can have people bring you like
you can hire a chef.
A rack of lamb with Brussels sprouts and on the back of a small Pacific Islander child while you sit on your chromium throne. You know, you're like, will someone stir my bisque with my scepter, please?
See, for me, it's also a simple fact of like where I live in Orlando, there is a ton of vegan restaurants around me. And it's easier for them to bring me something delicious than for me to sit and make a vegan meal.
And you're lazy about cooking?
Yes.
There you go, Robert. What was the last thing you cooked? Eric Burden wants to know. Eric Burden and the animals want to know. Did you ever get that reference? Eric Burden and the animals?
I made some. I actually soaked beans overnight and then made some rice and beans. I guess that's the last thing I cooked.
No one. Okay. All right, moving on. Barry, what's our next topic?
But yeah, the question
would you go back to normal or not? Like, yeah.
I didn't hear the beginning of that, Scott.
I would probably. I'll cook occasionally still because I think it's fun, but I will probably go out more.
I made myself brats and onions and sauerkraut today, and I also we made chicken wings at home. So. You know, there you go.
So did these guys grow up with your parents cooking for you, or parent, whatever?
Yep, my mom cooked every night. Mom, if you're still listening, thank you so much for teaching me how to cook. Because my mother, I was very lucky in growing up in a household where my mom didn't work, so she was a stay-at-home mom. And yeah, there was, I mean, and it was good food every single night. It was like, you know, it was like ham and pot roast and meatloaf and stuff that was like really, really good, and multiple dishes too. It wasn't just like, here's some meat. It was like, there's some meat, there's some mashed potatoes, there's some like, you know, and it was like, it was all really, really, really good. So yeah, just it was fantastic.
I grew up the eldest of 7 kids with a mother who worked 3 jobs, and I did all the cooking for all the kids. Probably why I don't like cooking now.
In the orphanage, we had to fight for everything we had.
Oh well, you know, it wasn't. And notice it wasn't that he didn't have any parents; it's just they didn't claim him.
No, my mom cooked.
True.
My mom cooked in that like, you know, rice-a-roni hamburger helper type way. So my mom cooked, but like it was that, you know, semi-convenient. My dad is like really into grilling and things like that. So we would often have really good meat, and then, you know, when everything else was kind of eh. But I don't know. I mean, listen, in my former marriage, my wife cooked a lot and was a very good cook, but I never helped. Never asked for help. I never thought to help because I was a lazy jerk, and or as I colloquially call it, a Robert Geislinger type guy. And then I learned to evolve and not just order Uber Eats and become master of my own dietary destiny.
Well, there you go.
Cool.
Yeah, I was just curious. Like I grew up with my grandmother basically. I was like 11, but she was like, she was the Great Depression era where you torched the shit out of beef because they're afraid of worms and shit like that. But yeah, I was curious because Jen was like you, Travis. Yeah, everything was out of the box except for the meat, stuff like that. She's a horrible cook, lazy, but yeah, I was just curious. It's weird how that works. Yeah.
Well, you got 3 minutes. Finish strong.
Finish strong. All right. I was watching a thing about the Irish Rebellion, and I'm curious. That only ended a generation ago. 95, I think, is when they signed it between North and South Ireland. And I think it's relevant to what's happened here. How long do you think that hatred that was taught to these children, or who now have children, how long do you think that'll be bred out?
Can you define hatred?
All right, the North and South Irish were fighting for about 80 years when that was signed out. But before that, the Irish and English were constantly killing each other, going back 400 or 500 years.
Yeah.
That hatred is bred into the kids. It's just natural. You teach what you know. The hatred of the Irish, the Protestants, the hatred of the Catholics on the other end, along with their political.
So you mean just like general hatred, not just specifically racism or specifically?
Yeah, just specifically,
Right. Nobody likes those dirty Protestants. Got it.
Right.
Sorry.
What's the like?
Grew up Irish Catholic.
So did I. That's like my grandfather actually kicked my uncle's girlfriend out of the house because she was Protestant. He get that orange SOB at my house.
I listened to my grandparents make lots of derogatory comments about the Protestants.
Yeah.
Well, in the orphanage, we had lots of different I was lucky, honestly. I grew up kind of weird. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, which was not a pleasant thing. But my mother, all of her siblings didn't marry white people, so like I had a pretty racially diverse family growing up, so that was never really like an issue in my household per se. I mean, I guess like my dad could be considered generationally racist. He might make colorful jokes, off-color jokes or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, it feels like I think people are generally more tolerant, it seems like, or more open-minded these days than like when I was a kid, and like it was okay to say things like, "Oh, quit being gay, you're such a fag."
Right. No, I mean, people have definitely got more tolerant in terms. I mean, even our current Pope preaches a lot more tolerance of things like that, and I will go on record as saying I love the current Pope. But yeah.
I was watching a season of the kids got into watching Survivor, so we've been going back and watching some seasons, and like stuff from even like 2008, where like guys are like, "Man, this girl is such a bitch." Like I was cringing at that because like that's just not how people like. You can't talk that way now, and it feels like my personal perspective recalibrated to, okay, that's not cool. And at the time, I'm sure I watched that and I probably thought nothing, right? Like if I would have watched that 12 years ago, I'd have been like, whatever, it's not nice. But I mean, it was like jarring to hear a man refer to a woman he barely knows in that way.
Well, we all grew up like that. I mean, I grew up in the 80s as a young boy, and then as a teen, and like there was a lot of it was the same thing, dude. You're gay, you're a fag, that kind of stuff. And I think the bottom line is if you kind of rise above and elevate yourself to things that you realize are wrong, and you can correct them. And you can self-correct, course correct, kind of help anybody else, then good on you. But you can't change the world, right? I mean, you can't stop everybody from doing it. You can really only stop yourself. And if you think it's wrong, don't do it, but it's a weird slippery slope. And sometimes I even find myself today saying things I go, oh, I say it, then right after I go, fuck. why? That was probably not the thing to add to this conversation. And, you know, I try to move on, but I just, you know, you just try to course correct. That's the best thing you can do. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
No,
The wisdom of Brenner.
I think you're right. I mean, I think when kids are in the equation, things change massively too, right? Like kids mellow you out and make you start to see the world through their lens. I mean, the fact that I have a daughter, Lindsay has 2 daughters, so I'm constantly around little girls. You know, like I'll play board games and they're handed a bunch of dudes like, I'll be the Hulk, I'll be Captain America, and they're not super stoked on it. You know, they're like, oh, can I be Black Widow? Can I? And you see 2 10-year-old girls like bickering about who gets the one female character. And as like a guy making games, I've been guilty of not even considering stuff like that. Right? But it becomes, that's why I bought that Wonder Woman. Like quite literally why I bought that Wonder Woman. All female. They're all strong. They're running around. So I thought, that's neat. That's a neat thing to kind of share with them.
Can I say something about just gaming and making gamings and thinking about that kind of like pathway? So when I was doing it with Upper Deck, one of the things that bugged the heck out of me was, and a lot of rule books do this. When you read a rule book and it says move his marker or he moves 3 spaces, I always changed ours to them or they because it bugged the hell out of me. Because I don't want to say she either, and I don't know why. Still to this day, like even the other day I was reading a rule book and it was he moves the first player moves his marker 3 spaces. I'm like, why in this day and age are we still doing that? Why can't we just be cool and say they or the person moves? It's weird to me.
Singular they is considered okay now, but technically speaking, it's grammatically incorrect, right? And then you look at magic cards. Don't magic cards say his or her?
Okay, well, the his or her is fine. Say his or her, but like, why is it got to be player 1 moves his marker 3 spaces?
But his or her is not even politically correct.
Dude, you know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
I don't care what the grammatical, correct way to say it is, but there's got to be a way to say it where it's not always him. And the only reason I bring that up is we had a lot of female gamers in our office who would play, and to be totally fair, they're the ones that brought it up as like a kind of a nightmare scenario. They're like, this is why I don't feel like I should be in gaming, because even a rule book excludes me.
Right.
So we always changed it to the plural, or not the plural, but the like gender neutral term anytime we could. I think it sucks, but whatever.
No, I think that's fair. It's funny when you see like CCG from the 90s. Like I like to buy up old dead CCGs, and a lot of them use the his.
Right.
Which adds just an inordinate amount of unnecessary text to the cards, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Be right back, guys.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Stop it.
What's the last? What do you play now? Since you're not playing Upper Deck stuff anymore, what are you playing now, there, Brenner?
Oh, let me just say, I hope Legendary burns on a dumpster fire. Oh, wait, what is it? Are we still recording?
What's your problem with Legendary?
Nothing. Legendary is my baby. I love it till the day it dies, and that day is going to be soon. No, I play. I always played everything. I was never agnostic. I never. I never wanted this. Agnostic may not be the right word. I never stuck to one thing just because we were making it. I really enjoy playing a variety of games, but my meat and potatoes is really the big game setup that you can walk by the table 3 days into playing and kind of see the state of the game at any given time. That's really my jam. Mansions of Madness I always go to as my kind of default. Descent style games, I love them. Anything that shows like a state of play when you can walk by it, I really like. Yeah, Gloomhaven, that kind of thing. If you've ever
Gloomhaven, like it was a bad word or something. That was weird.
It is a bad word when it's like a 60-pound box. You got to pay for shipping. I mean, it is a bad word. No, but I mean that's really my meat and potatoes. I mean, that's what I love to play. Right now we're doing a lot of games for the kids just because I'm trying to get them into it. So, like this weekend we were playing the Harry Potter Funko stuff, and it was fine. It was all right. It wasn't really my cup of tea, but they loved it, so we'll play it 50 other times. But I was telling Scott earlier, what really hit our table a month ago that we loved was Horrified. Love that game. Game was rad, man.
That's
Still
fun.
dig it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I buy pretty much. I'm very interested in what Prospero Hall does, so I pick up a lot of those Target exclusive.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Wonder Woman because I just want it to be really good, and it's going to show up this weekend, and we'll play it and do our bit.
It's kind of like Pandemic with action planning, and it's got a neat little novel twist where like you get dealt 5 cards, 2 of which are face up, and then you kind of collectively talk about
right
face up, and you say, "All right, winner, you should run over here and beat up that thing, and then I'll remove the roadblock before that so that you can get to that place, and then Lance is going to go collect the artifacts we need to do that."
I'm not collecting the artifacts. That's the chump job.
No, I know. But then we put all of our cards face down and we reveal them, and Lance is like, "Actually, I don't give a crap what any of you think.
Yeah. I don't know. Play everything.
Hell,
it's cool.
Yeah.
There's one thing in the game that is odd to me, which is like my friend's wife is like obsessed with Wonder Woman, so that's why there's literally a Wonder Woman like behind me.
Choo-choo.
Yeah. There's a weird thing where like the art, it's all like adjectives to describe the actions you're doing, like bold, confident, swift. But then it's just like showing scenery. Like it doesn't ever show people. So like confident is literally like a seashell on a beach. I don't really understand the art direction choice.
Well, look, you know what I actually really want to get into? I'm a big fan of like creepy, spooky themed stuff. So I'm trying to find more of that so I can introduce the, family to it. Like we have Mysterium and all that kind of stuff and all that. But I'm always looking for anything spooky and creepy is what I really want to introduce my family to.
Spooky and creepy.
Spooky and creepy. Yeah. Spookier, creepier, the better.
I think like Horrified is the first game that literally comes to my mind when I think of like horror themed games. I mean, there's obviously like zombicide, zombie type stuff, but
yeah.
Did you play Mythos Tales?
I
what?
About that game is
Mythos Tales?
No.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's like Sherlock Holmes consultant detective with Lovecraftian themes.
It was the
Tales. Yeah, I have that. That was 8th Summit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the game that caused him to quit publishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went out. I didn't realize he stopped.
Yeah. He basically the backers of that one. There's a few fairly horrible people that they basically drove him to the point where he's like, "This ain't fucking worth it," and he just stopped being a publisher.
Wow. Well, and like right now, I'm looking at all the tabs I have open, and I have the Who Goes There 2nd edition page up because I want to back it. Because I'm a big The Thing is my favorite horror movie of all time, and this is The Thing, obviously. So I'm thinking about getting that one, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I own both that. I own the Thing game as well. I also own, if you go to Board Game Geek, there was a guy who made a game called The Thing that was basically a print and play game. And that is the best Thing game that I've ever played. And I own a copy. Some guy was kind enough to make me one, and
that's rad.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like you start off with basically one person is the Thing player, and they are the thing that's in the ice, basically,
right.
And they're the dog, and so they're the Thing. But the way it works is there's like card drafting, and the Thing is part of the card drafting, and so at any given time they can hand cards to people, but it could be a card that infects somebody, and they can and you have no idea. So it's like, and so the thing is that the Thing might not want to infect people, but you don't know, right? And then that person, if they get the infection card, they could actually hand that off to somebody else, and and so the infection can spread around the table. and so everybody's kind of like, oh well, the thing player. Everybody knows who the thing player is. They handed that card to that person. They might not have gotten an infected card in their hand yet, but they've handed a card because they have to. And all of a sudden, people are like, well, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll take care of that. I'll go work on the helicopter. No, I don't think you're going to go work on the helicopter this time. And there's a vote that basically at the beginning of each session or each round, one person can get voted to go into the cabin. Basically, they lock them in a cabin so they can't do anything bad. But if you haven't infected anybody as the thing player, you could be like basically locking somebody up that's totally fine. It's fantastic. If you have the time to download the files,
I would love that.
It's super good. Every time we played it, it tells a story. I remember there was one where and the very end of it, at the very end of all that's said and done, the players have to agree, like they have to like talk amongst themselves and say, do you think anybody's infected? And if they think that, if they basically all have to vote yes or no, it's a secret ballot. And if they all vote no, then you turn over the infected cards. And if anybody's infected, then you lose. If one person votes yes, we're infected, you do the end of the thing where you burn the whole place down. You all die. But if somebody's infected, you win. But if nobody was infected, you all basically killed yourselves, and you didn't have anything to worry about. So it's this huge, like 10-minute long argument about people like voting yes, and awesome. Everybody's like, don't, and like it's so good. When as the thing player, you're just sitting there like you're not saying a word, you're just watching everybody like staring at each other. It really accurately portrays the paranoia of the movie.
Are you talking about that print and play version?
Yeah, I mean,
like 10 decks, right? 10
yeah, it's I mean it's well worth the time of putting it together. Thankfully, I didn't have to do it. Somebody just made one for me. But yeah, it's well worth it. It's fantastic.
Hey guys, I'm sorry.
We still talk about sessions of that.
I gotta go because I have to take my dog outside to take her to go pee.
Go find Serpentor's.
Don't you have a fenced-in backyard, baby?
I do, but the only way she'll go is if I take her out, I put her on the leash. And quite frankly, it takes about 3 minutes. It's really quick, but I don't want to leave a spot hanging here either. So
well, we got nobody waiting for your spot. It's up to you. If you want to go to bed, man. I mean,
no. If you don't mind me going to take my dog out back and coming back, I will rejoin. But I mean, I'll even log off. I'll stay here, but I'm going to be gone for like 5 minutes.
You would not be the first person to do that, so don't worry about it. No.
I will be right back then.
All right.
Okay, I'll be back. Okay, bye.
Lance, I don't understand this sprint play. What the hell is going on?
I have no idea. Like I said, somebody made it for me. So, but it's fantastic.
You can print it on ArtsCal or something. Remember that? Is ArtsCal still a thing?
You would think something like it would still exist.
There's something.
ArtsCal still around?
Yeah, it's $17 per thing. I like how it's like.
Normally, you can get a code for ArtsCal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have buy one get one frees or
they're always running
super discount.
Well, the thing is my favorite thing, but I'm not paying like $80 for this.
Here's a coupon I just found. Get $11 off. Save 30%.
There's probably some coupon somewhere.
I need to get all things off.
Yeah. No, the thing is one of the best movies of all time. It's in my rolling top 5 at all times.
It's the best H.P. Lovecraft movie that's Lovecraft.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I even did I did a 5 years ago at Con of the North. We played a game in 2015. There's a video up there.
Your dog
really taking her out.
Oh, puppy.
Friggin' $50, dude.
Well, mine was free.
Check the BGG marketplace. See if anybody's selling it. Because they can, if people can print.
Stop trying to pimp your freaking website, Ollie. Jesus.
Hey, do you guys want to play Jackbox?
I played.
I love it.
I set up my second monitor. I could try it if you guys want.
Nah, I mean, well, we can try. Sure, yeah, that's fine.
I don't know it.
Unless you got something else to play. It's super easy. You just need a phone.
Yeah, we did this once before.
Actually, you can do it on a browser. Yeah, we did. We tried it once before.
It made for fabulous TV.
Well, we were playing one where you really needed the sound. The sound may or may not work. I don't know. We could try it or not.
Try it. I'm cool.
Well, let's wait for Brenner. Let me get it set. Let me see if I can get it going.
There's no one that has it. There's people who have it for trade, so I have to do that miserable thing where I ask
Offer them.
and then they say, well, what do you have for trade? And I'm like, I don't
Money.
know. Like,
You could say money.
Is it an app I install on my phone?
You'll go to jackbox.tv. You can do it on browser. I got the newest one, but I think the old one is probably the one to play.
Jackbox.tv. It would help if I can spell Jackbox. Whoa. That's not what I was looking for.
what are you guys doing?
Got it.
Can you hear that sound?
Yeah.
Is that good or not?
It sounded fine.
Okay.
Who? What?
I'll be right back.
You have to put my screen up there, Lance.
God, just so demanding.
I know. I'm such a.
All these screen. There we go. Look at that. Ooh, other people are going to be able to use our code too.
Oh yeah, you'll have to hide it for a minute. I mean, we can get another person in here.
Oh, that's happening. Oh, it's You Don't Know Jack.
Yeah. Well, no. It's different than that.
Oh, yeah.
We play this. My family and I would play this a lot.
Yeah.
And we have fun.
It's pretty
Pretty
fun.
sure I played You Don't Know Jack on the Sega.
I love that game. The trivia one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think I played that on the Genesis.
They put it out for everything.
Yeah.
What's the website again that we have to go to?
Jackbox.tv.
God, why am I so tired?
I was talking with Brenner about why are we tired, and I think it's the stress. It just has this like invisible effect on you.
It's really weird, man.
I feel stressed, Lance. I mean, are you stressed? I know you.
I am.
You're pretty happy.
I'm super stressed. I'm pretty happy-go-lucky, but I'm super stressed. I got there's some family crap going on with my niece, and just the economy. I mean, I'm just concerned about the board game economy and keeping my job in the industry, and there's all kinds of stuff like that where it's just it's tough not to be slightly concerned, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus there's the whole, I had to go get like eggs. Am I going to die now? There's all of that.
Do I want to take that 1 in 100 shot that I catch this and die? Nah. How bad do I want eggs? That's what, and I'm repeating myself from earlier today, but like the pictures of people at the beach, like you're playing Russian roulette.
Idiots.
I was like, what? I was also wondering, do you even know what's going on? Maybe some of these people just don't know.
No, I think, in this conversation, I've had this a bunch of times. I think that the people who are like spitting in the face of this situation are looking at statistics with regard to health and where they fall in that demographic, and they're completely oblivious to the infrastructural and societal threat.
Right.
Like they're like, well, I can't get sick. It's like, no, dummy, that's not the problem. The problem is the gutty works of the entire system that could implode because of you're doing these things. The best analogy I've heard is someone was like, if I had 100 Skittles and I said there's 3 Skittles that will kill you if you eat them, how many would you take?
Yeah, 0.
Yeah,
Well, what was it? What was that? Somebody, there was a tweet that said, you know, it's like if you go back to work, you know, like one person out of 10,000 will die, but you won't know them. And then you know, it's like, well, that's I guess that's fine because I need to make money and I need to work. And then the genie said, that's fine. I'm gonna go ask 10,000 people that you don't know if they're willing to do it too. You know, and it's just kind of like, oh,
right,
yeah, yeah, just like,
I mean, like, I'm literally here.
Yeah,
I'm here, displaced from my life. You know, I had to make a weird decision. Like, do I care about my daughter more than the other 2 kids in my life? I things aren't bad there, but you know, like it's weird. Like I don't know. I'm here and I can't see my daughter. Like I can't drive to go see my daughter, and nor would I want to because I wouldn't want to go out and risk, you know, potential exposure. So I'm here 15 minutes away from my daughter, who I don't get to see a lot because I chose to live far away from her. And I've never, I mean, like this situation is just completely foreign to me. On top of, like when I was driving up here from Florida, like I put a mask on when I went out to get gas, and I put a rubber glove on to pump the gas. And these like guys drove by me and rolled down the window with like
hilarious. You guys are hilarious.
Like mocking me, and I'm like, okay, great. Like in Tampa, the county voted down the shelter in place. They're like, nah, we don't want to like worry people.
Nah, we good.
All right. Yeah, we've got shelter in place here in Orange County.
Hillsborough County voted it down. Like Georgia and Florida are doing the same thing. They're doing it county by county. Indiana's like, nope, lockdown. So,
well, I know Georgia, the whole state's not doing it, but Atlanta's doing it.
Well, in Savannah last night, Lindsay's sister lives there. Savannah's also doing it. Like Kentucky has like a healthy at home advisory, and like I read it and I was like, this is nonsense, but it's like their point is the majority of people that live in Kentucky are already isolated because the state is largely rural. Like their biggest cities have a couple 100,000 people or whatever at most, you know.
A bunch of rednecks who aren't going to be told by the government what to do.
I mean, it's just weird. Like I like when I go out to the grocery store, I have very bad seasonal allergies. And in Florida, I'm sure you know, Robert, it's like insane with pollen and stuff right now. And like I went to the store, I cough, and like you just see this worry in people's eyes. Like they're like, "Holy shit! Did this guy just kill me?" And you're just going out to buy something, you know.
You down for some Jackbox, Brian?
I'm always up for something called Jackbox. Yeah,
that's
sure.
Right. So everybody needs a phone or a tablet, or you could use your computer.
I don't have any of those things.
None of those things. So, man, take the screen down just for a minute.
Okay. Can I just go
the screen off?
I have phone and tablet, so
give the code in the private chat then. So
yeah, I will.
Okay. All right. I told you I'd be back, by the way. All right, so where do I got to go on my telephone machine?
Jackbox.tv.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so I opened up my phone. Here's the picture that showed up.
Sweet. There it is.
Just saying.
So many people do we have? We have 5. Where did Barry disappear?
I don't know what's happening. Can I just watch?
Okay.
No.
Grab your phone. No, this is fun.
Grab your phone, man.
What am I doing?
Go to jackbox.tv.
My phone is almost dead for what it's worth.
You can play on the browser. Just open up a new tab.
I got an invalid code.
Did you see what I typed? That's an
I saw it. I saw what Aldi did. Oh, is it?
Do you see that code in the chat?
You know what? I thought it was D, not an O.
Yeah.
My bad. Oh, I'm in.
You're in? Is everybody in?
I'm in.
I'm in.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to open it up so people in the chat, a couple people in the chat can actually play too. So go ahead and put the screen back on, Lance. It's a pretty good drawing there, Lance.
Thanks.
If you guys don't know how to play this,
That's like the only you tried.
you're going to get a clue, and you have to draw it. And then when it comes up, when a picture comes up, you have to try to get people to guess your clue. But not everybody.
Yes, I love this one. This one's great.
So people can play at home. Oh, Kabuki Kid, awesome.
I have to pee so
We
bad.
have 2 more slots.
May I go use the restroom first?
Hurry.
Damn it.
Actually, do the drawing and then go, because there'll be time.
Jeez, Lance. Was your guy's like Cocker Spaniel Viking? His hair, he's got like dog hair.
Let's see your freaking picture, funny guy.
My picture's great.
Who else do we have? Paul Tompkins.
Does
anybody have a control on their screen that says start?
Yeah,
I do not.
Mine says
It's waiting for all players.
Join.
I like how Brenner's character is phasing into another reality.
Well, like you do. I mean, come on.
And we got Don.
I named myself just for you, Travis.
I know. I like that you have mountains for shoulder pads.
Hey,
By the way, I really enjoy the fact.
Travis,
I really-
the last letter should be D, not a V on your name there.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Uncle Jemima.
Wow. By the way, I really do enjoy the fact that you have your show in the evening because I can have a cocktail. Like when I do my shows, I got to have like just a water, but I can have a cocktail now. So I thank you. It's great.
Look, we're all under quarantine. There's no reason to wait for evening or even noon to drink right now.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with you, but I'm just saying I'm trying to hold myself to a higher standard than you.
Wait, you guys all know Jason Wiseman?
Uh-huh.
He posted earlier that being quarantined, he hasn't been able to get coffee. So he's broken his coffee addiction. He's replaced it with a bunch of tea and alcohol. He's like,
Mookie, are you like drawing the Mona Lisa? Or what are you doing?
and I'm like, dude, you don't even need to wait for noon right now. Just get on it.
What is happening? I have to pee so bad, and now I want alcohol and I want.
Everybody's in.
It took that long to make that.
Yes.
This game's going to take forever.
Well, there's timers.
Okay.
There are 8 of you playing. Let's get to the game. Okay, I'm sending a title to each of your devices. Something odd, like Spain or Drunk Uncle. Draw a picture on your device that would have that title, and when you're done, hit send. And you'll get points for each player that can correctly guess your title. So, don't mess this up.
And you can't use words or letters or anything.
It's terrible.
All right, I'll be back.
All right. You got a little bit of time.
I get the worst clue ever, by the way.
Did you?
Terrible.
Sometimes you
Awful.
get really bad ones.
30 seconds before you lose your drawing.
Hurry up.
I don't know what happens after we draw, so I just drew.
Ding, 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 ding,
Is that Paul Tompkins?
ding.
I hit send and it isn't going through.
Yeah, you got to do it. Hurry, hurry.
I hit send. I'm looking at my thing. It's send and it won't go through.
Wait, is that you?
Yeah, it's in there. It's been sitting there doing the little twirl thing.
Hurry.
Well, I can't. It won't let me try to send again. It just sat there and just won't do anything.
You gotta be faster next time.
Yeah, you got to be faster.
Still win. You can still win.
Yeah, sorry, gotta be
For like
fast.
a minute there, I'm like lagged up. I can't do anything.
Trick the other players into thinking it's the title. You'll get points for every player that picks your answer.
So try to get your answer picked here.
I can't do anything, guys. I apologize. I can't pick anything.
You could try reloading.
Well, I'm trying, but it keeps trying to let me draw.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, I'm out. I can't do anything.
Can you refresh and try to rejoin?
I'm trying to refresh on my phone, but it just keeps trying to draw instead.
Oh, boo.
Can you close the app completely? And
I don't think I can log back in if I close out of it.
yeah, you can. I think. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know.
What happened?
Crap.
I mean,
Is that
you sure your internet's working on your phone? Did you check that?
Yeah, it's hooked up to my Wi-Fi that you're all using right now.
Well, I know, but temporarily get off the Wi-Fi and see if it works.
Yeah, mine just dropped too. So what the hell?
Title you think really inspired this drawing.
Hey!
Yeah, mine just dropped, and I try to get back in, and it says the room is full.
Oh, well,
Do you want
great
me to-
idea, Aldi.
Do you want me to start it again?
Yeah, do it one more time.
All right.
Yeah, cancel this out and let's get a new thing going.
All right, let's see what the answer is here.
Yeah,
'cause
come on.
Here's everybody's picks.
There you go. There's your
You
point.
you're in?
Well, yeah, I got back in.
Oh, yeah, so he's back in.
You're a weird bunch of players.
All right, so we're stopping, right? We're starting over?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got jacked.
I got Jackbox TV'd. Pickle dick.
What?
Nothing.
All right, you guys see the code?
Yeah.
Get in there quick.
Oh, God. What is it? You Oh, God, I made it.
Is that you, Robert?
What?
Fidel Castro?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys all get in? Okay.
Look, I couldn't top my last drawing, so I chose to not. I couldn't make those sweet mountains again. Are you eating more damn cereal, Travis?
I literally said I had to pee and get some more cereal.
Nice Garfield eyes there, buddy. They're Aldi.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's in.
3, 2, 1. Hi there. Thank you for playing Drawful. 8 players, huh? That is the best number of players. Come on, let's go. Okay, I'm sending a title to each of your devices. Something kind of strange, like Cobra Commander or the
No.
Show. Draw a picture on your device that would have that title, and when you're done, hit send. And you'll get points for each player that can correctly guess your title. So, start drawing. Go, now! Ah!
I'm trying to run Get Jackbox. Failed on the first try.
I have your drawings, and I know.
By the way, I would have preferred Cobra Commander over the garbage sauce they gave me.
I think the title for this picture could have been, or better yet, something you think could trick the other players into thinking it's the title. You'll get points for every player that picks your answer.
What in the hell is that?
What? What? I don't know what that is.
All right, here
Oh,
it
it's
is. Now, pick
cigar cake.
really inspired this drawing.
Toy factory.
Still good answers up there.
Pick something. All right, who picked what?
Nice Paul Tompkins.
Oh, eat it.
Good stuff.
Baguette that you
How
used.
is that a French chimney sweep?
Baguette.
It's like it's the best I could do.
I thought
Oh,
that was a
the
bad
baguette.
word when we were kids.
The baguette.
Let's do this one. Type in a convincing title now.
Oh, I got it. Going down, people.
Hurry up, type in gibberish if you have to. Here are your choices. What did everybody pick?
Why would somebody think it was ass to mouth?
Wow.
Hey, yeah.
You guys suck.
Everybody.
Great drawing, Lance, but like, is that you, Lance?
Yeah.
Enter anything that could almost make sense now.
Oh, jeez.
Hey!
I can't tell if it's just playing the same song over and over again.
Hurry up! Typing time is almost over.
Get in there.
And here are your choices. Pick something. And here are your picks.
Boo.
Good.
Yay.
Lance stole my thunder.
I thought it might be.
He stole my thunder with Face Off.
Yeah, I did.
Face Off beat it.
I want to take his face
Off.
Type in your titles now.
Is all that line shit wiggling around part of it?
I mean, I feel like I know what it is because I've made them before.
Is this yours, Travis?
Okay, here are your choices. Pick something. Here's everybody's picks.
Gotcha.
Nice. You know where your head is.
Well, that's right.
I mean, I thought someone's mother was watching, so I'm trying to keep this stuff clean. If she went to bed, then fine.
Wow.
If you used a compass to draw that, I hope you didn't scratch up your device.
Couldn't be more perfect.
It couldn't. That is a perfect circle.
Paul Tompkins.
Damn it.
And our next weird doodle.
Hey!
Hurry up, just type in anything you can think of. Your choices.
What exactly are bonus likes?
It's just for fun.
Oh, okay.
If you get the most likes at the end, you get.
You get to feel good about yourself.
Gotcha.
What did everybody pick?
Oh my God!
Thank you very much.
Man,
Fell for that.
got
Well,
you.
there you go. Give you back some.
What?
I don't get it. It's
I
funny.
don't get it either.
Ooh, that hurts.
That's fun.
Whose was that? Was that Turf?
No.
That would have been
Don.
Don. Yeah, Don.
Don.
I didn't get that one.
And this one.
Oh.
Hey!
Yeah, I never noticed those little hairs. They're like going around it.
Yeah, little shaky things.
Spermazoa.
I was gonna go.
Your choices.
Hey!
Pick something. All right, who picked what?
I mean, that was a good one.
Hey!
Oh my God,
I gotta give you credit on that.
Lance.
Oh,
Wow.
way to go!
Oh man, that was
Oh, come on.
Everybody was just way
That's
off.
ridiculous.
Lance.
It's unbeatable. Lance is the Thanos of this game.
7,000 points.
Enter your titles now.
It's me.
Hey!
Okay, here are your choices.
Hey!
And here are your picks.
Oh. Ooh.
This better not be you, Lance. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. I know.
Well, let's not waste any more time on this one.
Shadow monster. Wait, you couldn't even toss me a pity vote?
I'm trying to catch you.
And now, this thing. Hurry up, people, type something in. Here are your choices.
Hey,
It better not be Pizza Cat House Gun.
Pizza Cat House Gun.
I mean, or guns. Pizza Hut House Guns.
What did everybody pick?
Oh. I thought the other Chuck E. Cheese would have to be.
Right.
Of course it is.
So I knew what it was because I typed that literally. It was like you typed the right answer, so I just added an S and went.
Oh. Interesting. Lance wins, right?
Yeah, I almost caught you, Lance.
You almost got back up.
I almost caught you.
Let the 14 likes too. Look at that.
Look at
and
that.
Not only did I win, I really won.
Sweep there, Lance.
Well, and see, the thing is
Sweep.
that I never lose this game at home either. And the thing is that once you can game the game pretty well. Plus the bonus likes, they're the tiebreaker if two people tie up. So I never give out any bonus likes ever.
Well, what kind of monster are you?
You gotta game the game, baby.
I know, man.
All right, let's do Fibbage and then we done.
That's fine. I'm happy.
Oh, I like Fibbage.
Yeah, Fibbage is the bomb.
Let's
You guys ready?
Fibbage is awesome. Yep.
Oh, hold on. What just happened here?
I don't know. How to play
We're gonna start another one.
Oh, do we have to put in a new code here?
Yeah, it's a new code. It's a new code.
All right, cool. All right.
Fibbage is the bomb. CQMB. All right, there we go.
Travis, are you playing?
Turd.
All right,
Turd.
So now everybody
Turd.
Turd.
All right, so you have to fill in the blank and make people guess your answer.
Mhm.
Just like the other game, except different.
It's exactly the same but different.
video game host. This is all legit. Wow, 8 players. No vacancies at this Fleabag 4-star resort. Let's do this. This is round 1, and that means you get 500 points for everyone you fool with your made-up answer. And you'll get 1,000 for finding the truth.
I hate this one because you can enter in the correct answer and then like it'll tell you pick something else.
Well, that's what it did in the other one too.
Okay, here's your first question. Cambridge University economist Ha-Joon Chang holds an unpopular opinion. He insists that the blank changed the world more than the internet. Now use your device to type a lie that might fool the other players into believing it. If you get stuck, for half the points you can use the Lie For Me button and get a suggestion. Do it now. Hurry, hit the Lie For Me button if you can't think of something. Okay, here are your choices. Find the truth and touch it on your device. All right, who picked what?
All right.
Idiot.
Got me.
Oh, well done.
Oh,
No. No.
that was the truth.
I thought for sure it was the truth.
Oh, nobody got it.
Well, you guys blew it.
Oh, Ha-Joon Chang, thanks.
Yeah. I'm
Thanks a
gonna
lot.
write him a tersely worded tweet.
Thanks.
Rookie off to an early lead.
Nice.
I'm just getting warmed up, boys. Just getting warmed up.
Turf with the thumbs.
Time to pick a category.
Blame it on the Barcelona.
It's the dance of love.
Pantherophobia is the constant fear of your blank. Enter your lies now. Hurry up. Use a suggestion if you can't think of anything. All right, where's the truth? Pick something. Let's see what everybody selected.
Wow. Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
One hell of a lie. One hell of a lie.
He's a good liar.
Oh my God. Lance, I'm gonna.
Lots of suckers on that one.
That's everybody, isn't it?
And look what we have here. And we're done.
You guys cleaned up there.
Select a category.
Trees. Oh,
Okay,
boo.
here's the question. In 1726, a British woman named Mary Toft convinced doctors that she had given birth to blank. Type in your lies now. Hurry Hurry, hit the live for me button if you can't think of something. Okay, which one's the truth? Pick something. Okay, what did everyone pick?
I finally got there.
You got a point.
Third time in a row, Kabuki's got me.
Thanks, Travis.
You're welcome.
You lose 500 for that?
What the what?
Oh.
God dang it, Kabuki.
I actually thought that was right because it was weird that it was plural.
You lost 500 for that, Jason. I think that's
Wow, that's lame, dude.
that's
I picked
poor-
theirs.
that's
Oh.
poor game design.
Totally. I'm upset. That sucks.
Now it's round 2, where all point values are doubled. Let's do it. Time to pick a category. Okay, here's the question. In 1988, George H.W. Bush celebrated Halloween by dressing up as blank. Enter your lies now. Hurry up. Use a suggestion if you can't think of anything. Okay, here you go. Find the truth. Okay, let's take a look.
It's giving Kabuki Kid more points. Jason, you're on my wavelength.
I know, man. We're dialed in.
Ugh.
And it was also.
There you go.
That was weird.
Oh, no. Did you know that?
Oh, clever.
Did you know that?
Clever girl.
I knew it. Ah,
Come back.
claw back in.
All right, pick a category.
Eggs.
Okay, here's the question. When Charlie and the Chocolate Factory author Roald Dahl died, he was buried with snooker cues, burgundy, chocolate pencils, and a blank. Type in your lies now. Hurry, hit the live for me button if you can't think of something. Okay, here are your choices. Pick something. All right, let's see what everybody picked.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Great lie.
Almost.
Travis isn't even there. Where are you, Travis?
Well, don't you feel foolish?
Wow. Nice.
Which left him very little room to roll over in his grave when Tim Burton's Willy Wonka movie came out. And nobody fell for some of these ingenious lies.
Did you get locked out, Lance?
My internet crashed on me, and then I couldn't get anything. So if I lose, it's only because of that.
Here's the question. You are experiencing the Mariko Aoki phenomenon when you have the urge to poop while blank. Enter your lies now. Okay, which one's the truth? Okay, what did everyone pick?
Strong.
And it was also great minds think alike.
I almost picked that.
I picked this.
Oh man.
Well, you guys blew it.
Wow.
And you're experiencing the young Cookie Masterson phenomenon when you actually do it in the reference section. And the rest of the board goes unselected.
Are you playing Jackbox?
Yeah.
I won.
What?
I won.
This is the final fibbage. One question left for all the marbles, and everything is worth triple. Good luck. Okay, here is your final.
I never got to pick a category.
Strange brand name for the cigarettes sold by the Enlightened Tobacco Company in the 1990s. Type in your lies now. Hurry, hit the live button. You can't think of something. All right, where's the truth?
Oh shit! I actually know the real answer to this.
Nice.
I used to smoke them.
There you go.
Okay, let's
Terrible
take a
chicken.
look.
Nah, these came in a black package with like a.
Death.
Anybody else remember them?
Oh my god, that sucks. You lose 1,500 on that.
Totally sucks.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
And nobody picked
Lance
Carolina up
wins.
there.
I'm just too good. Oh, Aaron, just let me stretch a little bit here.
I feel
You guys should play draw.
nice.
I can take the next game off. So somebody else can win. Hey, but if you guys want to know how to win, you know how you do it? Play better. You play better.
But it's not fair. Lance, you're 67 years old. You have so much more life experience than the rest of us.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? All right, I am tired. Brenner, I'll put you on the normal list. I'll make sure you get an invite every week.
Well, brother, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And likewise, I'd love to have you on the show.
No, just let me know. Let me know when, and be happy to do so.
I will.
Everybody be safe out there. Be good.
Safe.
Yeah, just take care of yourselves and take care of the people you love. If you can, once again, I've said this a few times. If you can throw a prayer towards my brother and his wife and my niece, I would greatly appreciate it. As she's literally fighting for her life at Mayo Clinic. So, and yeah, that's all there is to that. So just take care of yourselves. Talk to you later.
Yeah, you too.